My name is Gabriel Aquiles, and there is something that I would like to tell you. In this video, I am going to be going over the Pinewood Builders game rules. I'm going to be reading the Pinewood Builders game rules in the Roblox dev forum, as well as the handbooks for the PBST, the Pet, the Mayhem Syndicate, and for the other subgroup of Pinewood Logistics. I'm going to be going over these rules. Why? Because I have nothing to do as a band person myself. Alright, so we shall now begin in 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's go. Forum. Pinewood Builders Game Rules. Bulletin Board. Coaster Team Programmer. Original Poster. 59 edits since December 2020. Pinewood Builders. Pinewood Builders is a group on Roblox owned by Tokaicho. It aims to provide an enjoyable experience for everyone. This includes an endless array of subgroups with countless things to do, both in-game and in the community servers. This document is here to help explain the rules of all players are expected to follow to maintain an enjoyable, calm and welcoming experience for players across the globe. Do not fear, for we do not exist. Pinewood deploys a game moderation team known as the Pinewood Intelligence Agency, whose job it is to maintain stability across all official Pinewood facilities and guilds. Please remember, we are not moderators for Roblox. We assist as much as we can by properly sending valid reports of players breaking the community rules to Roblox over the report abuse system. Game rules. Make sure to follow the Roblox community rules at all times. Exploiting is forbidden and will lead to an immediate game ban, upwards of a global group ban if caught. More details on exploiting rules. This includes third-party programs such as Lumen injectors, executors, and macros. Third-party programs designed to give you an advantage over others that is not already in-game will be treated as an exploit. Anything damaging or hurting the server infrastructure can be considered an exploit. If we cannot pin in the exact type of exploit but suspect you of using exploits, we will issue a 30-day ban. This will be a rare ban as 99% of the time we can take out what type of exploit it is and whether or not it was used. This covers the 1% of flags, excluding known false positives, that we didn't act on since we were not sure exactly what was happening, but we knew it was an exploit. Macros to keep you from AFK kicked will result in a 3-day ban. Exception. Use of FPS on lockers or auto-clickers does not warrant a game ban. See the auto-clicker rule for more information. Getting caught exploiting. Moderators can run just about any command on your client, be warned. Appealing an exploit ban is difficult and rare to go through. Please remember, if you do appeal, be aware that we have evidence for exploit bans and can dispute most claims of "I wasn't exploiting so unban me." Spawns are meant as a safe zone. Attacking other players in them is unwelcome and will lead to warnings, leading up to a kick, ban, /ban depending on the severity and occurrence. Camping outside of a zone is frowned upon and is still considered spawn killing, SK. Purposefully spawn baiting someone into attacking you near a spawn area only to cry wolf will lead you to be moderating instead. Examples include pretending to AFK outside of a spawn area after killing another player in hopes of them revenge killing you, then reporting them for SK, crying wolf. Mass random killing. MRK is forbidden. Do not attack other players without a valid reason in mass. More details on MRK rule. Clearing entire rooms of PBST, PET/TMS as a neutral is not considered abusive if they are consistently messing with core controls. Important. To be considered PBST, TMS/PET The player must fit the division's criteria to be considered on duty. See below for direct links to each group's unique handbooks for specifics for each division. Attacking PBST pet/procore as a TMS/anticore, or the other way around is not considered abusive. Exception: attacking divisional attendees applies to everyone in STS area. Shoulder to shoulder before and after an official event can be considered abusive. Before and after can be considered the host briefing attendees before the event starts or in the process of dismissing them. You must wait for the crowd to disperse and or leave the dismissal area before you can attack, unless the host has given direct permission for it. Note: PBCC offers host divisional protection when the host is standing on the podium and attendees are on the STS line. This prevents public weapons from dealing damage. Attacking players interfering in melt, freeze/stable is not considered abusive, i.e., player 1 turns off all fans during a freeze down. You are free to attack them if you want. You can inform them of your core objective and that you will attack them if they continue. Repeatedly attacking a singular person/group of people who do not fight back and are not an active threat. Targeting them can be considered abusive. Purposely driving nuke trains to places near spawn or other pet room and detonating them with the intent of killing players in STS/safe zones can be considered abusive. Catching someone on fire isn't exactly considered abusive, but please avoid doing it to people leaving a spawn zone. If someone randomly attacks you, you are free to attack back no matter the location, as it is in the name of self-defense. This does not give you a reason to constantly attack them if they are near you. Just be wary of their presence. This does not cover everything. Just because something might have not been exactly listed here doesn't mean it's allowed. Moderators do have a final say in these situations. If you have to ask yourself, am I allowed to do this? It likely isn't. You may be issued a weapon ban if you violate these rules. See more information below on the Pinewood weapon ban section. Auto-clickers are not against the rules unless used as a way to bypass Roblox anti-AFK. Moderators are allowed to temp ban AFK players up to 3 days who are attempting to stay longer than designed while AFK. However, using an auto-clicker to spam tools in an attempt to annoy other players can be removed from the game. This would fall under the harassment. Members are requested to be respectful with other players. Hurtful and disrespectful comments will lead to an in-game mute, and report abuses being sent to Roblox to be dealt with by Roblox moderation. Repeat offenders may be banned. Users with user or display names that bypass the filter to project slurs or other inappropriate phrases will be reported to Roblox and banned from the game. Users with inappropriate clothing that is meant to bypass the Roblox TOS will be reported to Roblox and banned for 7 days on the first offense. The second offense will be permanently until appealed. Pinewood Builders has several subdivisions that can provide tools and weapons to members of those subdivisions. Members receiving tools from their subdivision are to follow the handbook from the respective subdivision. The official group handbooks can be found here on the dev forum, PBHD, TMS, and PET respectively. Users who join to raid with others are asked to follow game rules. Raids that are not following game rules will lead to moderation being taken against the group in question. Please keep the chat free of unwelcome spam. This includes scams and advertisements. You can be muted if repeatedly warned. Filter bypasses are unwelcome. This will lead to a mute and report to Roblox. Do not impersonate any member of the Pinewood community. This includes pretending to be an administrator in-game or pretending to be another user. Evading someone with moderator powers can lead to harsher punishments. It is best to listen and talk with them if they do pull you aside or warn you. Bypassed audios are not allowed to be played using boomboxes in PB facilities. A bypass audio can be the following. Sorry about that. Audio that is inappropriate, overtly loud, or purely made to annoy those around you. You may receive a boombox ban for repeat infractions. These bans make it so others cannot hear your music, just yourself. Racist, discriminating, and offensive content are strictly prohibited in the in-game Roblox voice chat. If you are caught breaking this rule, you will be game banned and a report to Roblox will be made. If something is not listed here, it does not mean it is necessarily allowed. Moderators have the final say in situations. If you believe a Pinewood moderator or a person granted moderator powers from another subgroup is abusing their elevated permissions, report the abuse case with evidence to someone above the individual in terms of rank. PB Chronos employs a server-side detection system to detect some common exploits. If you are banned for exploiting, chances are there's additionally an automated flag associated with your ban. All those actions detected are not publicly listed for security reasons. PB Chronos employs the Roblox banning API to ban users. All bans would include Roblox associated alternate accounts across a specific game universe. PBCC features an additional anti-teleport system designed to limit movement for teleport exploiters. And while not perfect, it does not rely on things like magnitude checks or any kind of ray, sphere, or block casts. Pinewood weapon bans. To enforce our no mass random killing rule, members are given multiple warnings and can be issued a weapon ban. A weapon ban is something that a PIA moderator can issue on a player if they find the player in violation of our MRK game rule. Having a weapon ban means your Game Pass and credit weapons do no damage to other players. You can still use them on missile trains, equivalent doors. You are unable to directly spread fire to other players while being weapon banned as well. Player to player. But player to player still works. These weapon bans can be temporary and permanent depending on the offense tier. You can appeal a weapon ban if it lasts over 3 days. Otherwise, you are required to wait it out. Exception: if and only if you have a good case of evidence to prove you were wrongly given a less than 3-day weapon ban, you may appeal. If the appeal is denied, you may be issued a harsher weapon ban and the inability to appeal that weapon ban. Temporary weapon ban. Permanent weapon ban. You are required to wait 6 months before being able to appeal a permanent weapon ban, as this is the last tier issued and only after multiple increasingly lengthy temporary weapon bans. Fuck. Weapon bans apply in public and private servers. Weapon bans only apply to public weapons like the anti-spawn kill system. OP tools, both Game Pass and event weapons. Credit weapons and tools. Trainee/cadet baton. Recruit crowbar. You are not able to attack other players should they attack you. That is the consequence of breaking our game rules. You will be notified of a weapon ban often while in game and made aware of how long is left in the ban, if it is temporary. Otherwise, it would tell you it is permanent. You can still receive the tools while weapon ban and use them on non-players. This currently will only apply at Pinewood Computer Core and Pinewood Builders Oil platform, but it's not hard to extend to other facilities. A reminder that you are not excluded from the rules if you have bought items in PBCC, whether that be game credits or anything else. You are still expected to follow them. If you have any questions regarding what a weapon ban is that isn't listed here, Feel free to ask a PIA moderator. How to contact a Pinewood moderator. While there is a system in place as seen above, not all exploiters are detected as they may not be using a detected exploit or a fully client-sided one. If so, you'll likely need to call in a moderator. How to do so is listed below. Be aware that moderators are active, but be advised that they cannot respond to every call, and when they can, will choose to whether or not a call is worth responding to. While it seems like a waste to report someone MRKing, it is best to send it anyway. We will more likely follow up on MRK reports that garner multiple unique callers. In-game, open the command bar or chat bar and enter exclamation mark call. This opens up the call system, which can be used for three subgroups. When reporting users breaking game rules, you want to report to PIA. The default key to open the console is quote call system PIA PBST pet players reason extra notes call. Upon entering the player in question, the reason and any extra notes to help moderators tell what the issue is, you can then send the call. Sending false calls can lead to you getting blacklisted from the call system. If a moderator joins your game, please do not point them out. Sometimes a moderator on an alternate account will join if it's a recognized exploiter who evades moderators. You may not know who it is. We switch these around often. If you are unable to get a PIA moderator into your game, we advise you to record the offending player and report it to the Pinewood Guild. How to do so is listed below. In a community guild, every official PB guild has moderators. You are welcome to DM them or ping them in chat to get their attention. If you cannot get a moderator in game through the call system, you can try to get a moderator through the community guilds. You can find the invite links for these guilds on the group page of the respective division in the social links. You must be 13 and up to view and join these guilds. Once in a guild, you can go to the information or handbook channels and look for the handbook violators report form. In PBST, for example, it is located in information near the top. Appealing. You can find the invite to the appeal server in the social links here. PB Appeals, Roblox. You must be 13 and up to join. Additional information. If you do not post anything in your appeal after an hour, the ticket will be deleted. You cannot appeal negative points or marks in divisions. Reach out to a leader in the division instead. Purchases of in-game content with Robux do not exempt you from the rules nor entitle you to a free unban. Your account is your responsibility. Unless you have indisputable proof, we will not accept any excuse about unauthorized account usage. X is legal in X country. I didn't do anything wrong. PB rules and norms use the US and UK laws as a baseline. If it's illegal in the US and UK, you definitely did do something wrong. If you are not 13 and up, feel free to reach out to a moderator on another platform or through PMs. Last updated on May 18, 2025, clarified MRK exception for divisional events post-dismissal. Small update on May 22, 2025, modified cadet baton to trainee/cadet baton in weapon bans FAC. Past updates. March 2022, added bypassed audios because apparently it's hard for some to realize you shouldn't play them anyway. September 10, 2022, added voice chat rule, updated MRK rule, and added Pinewood weapon bans. December 27, 2022. Last update. Updated information regarding FPS unlockers under the exploiting rule. February 13, 2023. Update PBST handbook link. July 6, 2023. Updated boombox bypassed audio definition and added boombox bands. September 11, 2023. Remove mention of FPS on lockers for being a cause for divisional moderations. January 31st, 2024. Removed auto-clickers from exploiting section. Added its own section. No longer a game bannable offense. Updated harassment rule to explain possible bans. February 25th, 2024. Move the excess of MRK details under the details drop down to clean up rules a little bit. No rules were changed/added/removed. June 28, 2024. Modified exploiting rule to include a fallback 30-day ban when moderators are unsure what kind of exploit was used, covering a little more ground than before. Updated inappropriate clothing rule and AFKing with the macro/autoclicker. Updated appealing message to include number 5 from the appeal server. Minor rewording and grammar related to changes as well. October 6, 2024. Updated MRK rule to specifically require a division's on-duty status to be considered PBST/TMS/PET. Updated spawn killing rule to include quote-unquote spawn baiting. October 15, 2024. Added PBOP facilities with weapon bans. Spawn killing rule to include Pinewood Builders Security Team Handbook Bulletin Board U23 Doc Original Poster 63 edits since January 2023. Pinewood Builder Security Team. The following document is the official handbook of the Pinewood Builder Security Team, written by the trainers. Please read it carefully. Any changes to this handbook will be made clear. PBST is the private paramilitary force of Pinewood Builders. PBST protects the facilities, staff, and other assets of Pinewood Builders, a group that develops military weapons, space technology, and other things that push the limit of Roblox. We band together as a team. Together we are an unstoppable force. Fear no evil. Last update 17th May, minor updates. General reminders. Follow the Roblox community rules and the Pinewood Builders game rules at all times. Exploiting and glitching in particular is a big no-no. We are not at war with any other science group for that matter. Active hostility against them is not tolerated. Do not try to evade punishment. Doing so will only make it worse for yourself. Do not steal any assets related to Pinewood Builders or its members, including but are not limited to game assets, uniforms, and community-made artwork. You will be blacklisted if you refuse to remove stolen assets. You are not allowed to share or sell accounts with BBSD points and ranks. Follow orders from your superiors and be respectful to your fellow players. Don't act like you're the boss of the game. Glitching is severely frowned upon. Doing this at events can get you on kill on sight for all sides until the event ends. Trainers can remove a user from a PBSD position for poor behavior, both in the communication server and in-game. This includes toxicity, inappropriate behavior, etc. Anyone who acts in ways not suitable for his or her rank will see that rank revoked. Going on duty. In order to be properly recognized as a security officer, you must fill in the proper requirements to be on duty. The requirements for being on duty are a security rank tag, exclamation mark rank tag on, exclamation mark sec group PBST. A security uniform, in-game uniform givers or any combination of shirts and pants from the PBST groups, with some exceptions listed in the store. Modified or custom uniforms are not allowed to be worn on duty as they're not observed as official uniforms. Additionally, modifying official PBST uniforms without permissions may result in moderation action. Only special defense may request and wear custom uniforms. The uniform must be clearly seen. You may not wear packages and oversized cosmetics that fully obstruct the security uniform. In addition, wearing layered clothing is completely banned. In PBCC, you are allowed to use the pet hazmat and pet fire suits, as the uniform can still be worn above them. Any individual with just one of these requirements is not on duty for PBST and is considered a neutral. Do not harass visitors about giving a uniform slash rant tag in order to be on duty for PBST. In PBCC, you are allowed to use alternatives for the uniform to be considered on duty. Pet hazmat while wearing exclamation mark PBST hazmat over it or any PBST uniform. The reactor core suit found near the decontamination area, spacesuit. While when you're on duty, you can grab PBSC tools from the PBSC loadout givers in facilities such as PBCC, PBST Activity Center, PB Research Facility, and more. PBST weapons are not required to be on duty for PBST. You can use credit and OP weapons on duty, just like you can use any other credit store tool. You may not use TMS and PET subgroup tools while on duty for PBST. This is a violation of the security handbook, in addition to a violation of TMS slash PET handbooks, respectively. It is discouraged to wear TMS uniforms as PBST. While off duty, you may not possess PBST tools or weapons. Before going off duty, they must be removed from your inventory if you have them. Whilst on PBST duty, you are not allowed to be a zombie. Important info. The following section outlines some important information for those who are on duty for PBST that are otherwise not specified in other sections of the handbook. Weapon use. Be very sure to use your weapons responsibly while on PBST duty. Do not use PBST weapons to randomly kill players or to cause a melt or freeze down. The only exception being if TMS is hosting a reverse raid or a trainer gives a direct order. You also cannot use tools and weapons from other Pinewood subgroups, like PET or TMS while on duty as PBST. Make sure they're not in your inventory. If you use non-PBST weapons on duty such as OP weapons or credit-earned guns, you will still have to follow the same rules as if they were PBST weapons. Warning system. In incidents such as a meltdown or freeze down, always give a warning first if it is needed. A taser can be used when warning someone. Warnings may also be given for wholly endangering the facility in other ways, such as allowing the pressure to reach critical levels in PB or your platform. All warnings are verbal. You are required to provide at least one warning before engaging in combat if the player is not acting aggressively. Only engage in combat if they do not listen and begin to attack PBST or visitors. You should also give a warning to people who are touching core controls such as fans, coolant, lasers, etc. If after your warning they continue to touch controls, which is resulting in the temperature heading close to a meltdown or freeze down, only then can you engage in combat. If unprepared for blackouts, lack of fuel for emergency generators at PBCC can result in uncontrollable heating. Outside of blackout events, you may kill visitors after a single warning for turning on the PBCC emergency generator. If it is disadvantageous to protecting the core. That is, if the core is not approaching freeze down. It is now a warnable offense to activate the fire suppression system, meaning you are required to give one warning to anyone, should it be activated falsely. In the case that a button is pushed with several people within proximity of the button, you may warn the entire group. Zombies and TMS members are automatically set on kill on sight and require no warning before you confront them. Visitors with the PIA rank tag may never be attacked, even if they're anti-core. The only exception is self-defense or a Tier 3 plus kill on sight order. There are some exceptions where you don't need to provide a warning before shooting someone, listed below. On a few occasions, you can kill players without needing to warn them first, if they have been warned and killed for changing the controls to melt or freeze down, or breaking other game rules, and still come back to do the same, or hostile to security and are now changing the core controls to melt or freeze down. They are trying to lock the reactor power button at PBCC that would give PBST a disadvantage with meltdown slash freeze down. They are sabotaging slash fixing the coolant pipe that would give PBST a disadvantage with meltdown slash freeze down. They are disabling emergency generators when the core power is off. They have the TMS rank tag and are anti-core, causing a meltdown slash freeze down slash chaos. They are setting trains on fire. They are igniting cargo boxes or vehicles on fire during TMS chaos raids. Only when the core is less than 1,000 degrees away from melt or freeze down. They are using the core controls that give PBSC a disadvantage. Only during melt or freeze down they are messing with emergency coolant and rockets at PBCC. PBST may kill people without warnings for disabling the satellite communication during an ongoing missile event. They attack or kill other PBST or visitors, except in the case of self-defense. All PBST warnings are optional in private servers. Acronyms: PB, PBST, TMS, PET, PIA, Pinewood subgroup names, T1, T2, T3, ETSD, shortened PBST rank names, RK, random killing, MRK, mass random killing, XSK, spawn killing, GOS, kill on sight, YSR, yes survival run. I don't know what's happening to me. NSR, no survival run. RP, shorthand for reactor power in PBCC. AC, shorthand for the admin control room's coolant button in PBCC. CS, shorthand for coolant sector in PBCC. Coolant pumps and coolant generation. Terms: kill on sight, a status given by a Tier 3 plus to people in game. People on COS must be killed immediately. Note that there are overriding restrictions. One example: no spawn killing, random killing. For neutrals, attacking anyone unless done under self-defense. For PBST, attacking anyone unless allowed by the PBST handbook. Mass random killing, killing a large amount of people for the sake of killing them. Spawn killing, killing people inside spawn or exiting it. Reminder that MRKing and spawn killing is against the game rules, even if you're not on duty. More information in Pinewood Builders Game Rules. Pinewood Builders Game Rules. Automatic kill on sight. The following list shows those who will automatically be kill on sight without the need of a Tier 3 declaring it. On duty TMS. TMS rank tag slash uniform slash hazmat suit plus reactor suit slash fire suit. Inquisitors plus rank tag. Abominations. PBCC slash PBSD Activity Center. Exploiters. People on the Raiders team at PBSD Activity Center. During ongoing raids and patrols. People on the event blacklist. Put on global COS or cross COS. Cross kill on site. During events, people on COS for PET are also automatically on COS for PBSD unless the COS is deliberately removed for PBSD by an elite tier. This mechanic is called a cross COS. Conversely, during events, anyone put on PBSD COS is also on PET COS by default. PET lieutenants cannot call a cross COS if they're attending as PBSD and are not elite tier. And PBSD and PBSD elite tier cannot do the same as on-duty PET if they are not PET lieutenants in PET. Automatic restriction. During the inculant phase, PBSD can tell people to leave after giving them a single warning if they want to. If the warning is not followed, the visitor is free to be killed. The warning must be directed at a specific person/group of people as any other warning would. In effect, this is an automatic authorization for a room restriction. You may choose not to attack neutrals in inculant if you believe they pose no risk. However, don't obstruct fellow PBSD members if they choose to do so otherwise. Room restriction. Room restrictions are designed to curtail distractions caused by visitors in times of need. They are authorized by SD+, with ET+ being able to declare them only during ongoing raids/patrols. Room restrictions apply to a specific area in the room restriction announcement, unless specified otherwise. The following conditions for room restrictions apply by default. 1. Warning must be issued to all trespassers, unless stated otherwise. PET are exempt, unless stated otherwise. Pro-PBSD/Pro Core neutrals are not exempt, unless stated otherwise. During events, room restrictions are in effect indefinitely until the event ends, unless stated otherwise. Outside of events, room restrictions are in effect until the core is within a relatively safe temperature, -800 to 800 degrees, unless stated otherwise. When a room restriction is not declared, you may never warn a visitor to leave an area. This is known as an unauthorized room restriction. Sentry rules. There are a few rules regarding the PBSD portable sentry tool. Destroying a PBSD sentry or a hacked TMS sentry as PBSD is prohibited without the permission of the sentry owner, or the highest ranking on-duty PBSD member on the server if the owner is not present. Restocking and repairing allied sentries is recommended whenever possible. Neutrals attacking PBSD sentries on purpose can be killed and do not need to be given warning in this case. Patrol remittance. Communication server only. With use of patrol remittance system, you can submit a video of yourself self-patrolling as PBST and earn points for that. To get started, please use the dedicated forum in the communication server to start the process. Rules. Do not abuse the system. You will be blacklisted from this feature if you do so. You may not submit videos from official events. There is a 4-day cooldown per request. The video may not be shorter than 15 minutes. The video shouldn't be longer than 25 minutes. The video should not be cut at all. You must show the entire duration you were patrolling for. Rules can be added at any time. The point scale for patrol remittances is as follows. 15 minutes equals 2 points. 25 minutes equals 3 points. Reward requests. Saw fellow security member do their job very well. Request a reward for them. In the communication server, please use the dedicated channel In order to request a reward to someone else for showing a good performance outside of PBSC events. Reward request rules. You can only request a reward for someone in your rank or under your rank. The rank tag and the uniform of the person concerned must be clearly visible in the screenshot. You must be at least a cadet. The UTC in-game timer must be taken in screenshot. Only use this channel to request rewards. Do not talk here. You cannot request a reward for someone doing well during a PBST event. Rogue users. On the other hand, if a security member is found breaking a rule in the handbook, alert them of their wrongdoing and give them a warning. If said security member doesn't listen or actually uses their weapons irresponsibly, kill them. If you saw some security member breaking some rules even after being warned, request a punishment request. In order to report a rule breaker, please use the dedicated form in the communication server to send a handbook violation report. Like reward requests, you need very good evidence of the person committing violations, as well as proof that you've warned them. If a tier or higher is being abusive with their weapons, record the evidence and send it to an SD. Exploiting is using any external program to alter gameplay, such as macros and Lua injectors/executors. Exploiting is against the Roblox community standards and Pinewood Builders game rules. If the person is breaking PB game rules and is still in the server, run the command !call in chat and call for PIA. Once the PIA joins, do not let others know of their presence in chat. Although keep in mind that exploiters are on kill on site and you should kill them. If the person leaves before you had time to call PIA, you can use the dedicated form in the communication server in order to send an abuser/exploiter report. Be sure to capture evidence of said person committing violations. Tier 2, Tier 3 consensus. When qualifying for a promotion to Tier 2 and Tier 3, trainers will review your behavior for the status of a ranked member again. If the consensus for a promotion to Tier 2 or Tier 3 is failed, you will be demoted to a rank of cadet since. By confirming that a promotion to Tier 3, Tier 2, Tier 3 is inappropriate, you are unfit to have the majority required for these ranks. Previous ranked members that left on good terms and wish to return to their previous positions will be required to pass the consensus before their rank is restored. The coolant. The coolant is the most powerful and most vulnerable core control, and everything needs to be right to keep it going. Coolant pumps must be on, coolant productions must be active, as the pumps will shut down without coolant in the tank. Trains can also supply additional coolant. In admin control, the coolant supply button must be turned on. Additionally, the coolant pipe at the main frame can be sabotaged, reducing its cooling effect to -12 degrees. If the coolant works beneficial to PBST, it can shoot people who sabotage the coolant without warning. However, if the core is approaching freeze down, PBSTs can sabotage the coolant as well to stabilize the core. If a meltdown does occur, go to emergency coolant at sector G to try and rescue the core. Use the security code to get in 5334118 and bring the rods to levels between 69% and 81%. Keep as many rods as possible within green range until the timer hits 0. Success rate and core temp vary depending on how many rods are correctly filled. One correctly filled rod, 25% chance of lowering core temperature to 3600 degrees. Two correctly filled rods, 45% chance of lowering core temperature to 3400 degrees. Three correctly filled rods, 90% chance of lowering core temperatures to 3000 degrees. Remember that the e-coolant should be used as the last chance to save the facility, since each successful use of e-coolant will slightly lower success chances of any further e-coolant usage. Evacuation procedure. Besides protecting the facility, safeguarding visitors is a core responsibility of PBST, especially during crises. In PBCC, the meltdown/freeze-down evacuation procedure requires escape by one of the 8 rockets in the launch silos. As on-duty PBST, you are required to help visitors navigate to the rockets, protect visitors from threats, and launch rockets occupied by visitors. As on-duty PBST, you may never prioritize your own safety over the safety of visitors. However, escape by rockets is permissible if there's no realistic expectation of survivors existing and are arriving in time, last moments before explosion or a private server event. Revenge killing. Never revenge kill someone that is no longer a threat simply because of the fact that they killed you in a previous server or event. Taser use. Even though the taser is a non-deadly weapon, it can only be used if a deadly weapon can be used or if you are warning someone. Outside of this rule, the taser can still be used to remove people from vehicle seats in order to delete them. A nuke train about to explode or prevent people from blocking buttons you want to access. You are not required to give warnings for use of this non-lethal weapon if allowed. During events, you are not allowed to switch team you are attending as under any circumstance. Doing so will result in point deduction in PBST, along with ending up on kill on sight. Team switching refers to switching from PBST to BPET, TMS, or an anti-core neutral, or vice versa. PBST can clean up derailed trains if they're blocking the tracks, preventing other trains from going by. Find the driver's seat and sit on it, then click Remove Train. You are free to use your taser if someone is still in the driver's seat and refuses to remove the train themselves. Nuke trains are an additional danger since the nukes can explode, killing everyone nearby. Remove these trains as quickly as possible if any nukes are flashing red. If you see someone trying to explode a nuke train on purpose, you can kill that person without warning. Glitching. Glitching is completely disallowed no matter how minuscule it is while you're on duty for PBST. Have examples of glitches: dance clip glitch, forklift glitch, rocket spaceship and gravity coil glitch, flying vehicles glitch, wall shooting glitch. Mutants. Mutants are automatic kill on sight. You are free to kill them if you spot one. Security members are not allowed to be mutants whilst on duty. To rank up in the group, you need PBST points, which you can earn in various different ways. You can view your point stats with the in-game Mind Points command. Below lists all the achievable ranks in PBST. Trainee. Trainee, the classic entry rank for PBST. Tools. Weak PBST baton deals minimal damage against players. Riot Shield. A shield that defends against rifles, SMG, and pistol shots and makes a small clank sound when hit by a bullet. Cadet. Cadet. This is the first achievable rank past the entry rank in PBST. This rank will prove your willingness to ascend further in the community by distinguishing yourself from new members. You will be provided new weapons in order to mark your way to the first tier rank. Requirements: get 20 points. Keep in mind, PBCC credits are not PBST divisional points. Tools: increased damage PBST baton. Deals minimal damage against players. Riot Shield.
A shield that defends against rifles, SMG, and pistol shots and makes a small clank sound when hit by a bullet. Riot Shotgun, the classic sit gun which stuns enemies when used against players. Come on, please. Tier 1, ascending further, Tier 1 are granted a PBST, pistol, and a ranked baton which deal a decent amount of damage to players. Requirements: get 75 points. Keep in mind PBCC credits are not PBST divisional points. Complete the Tier 1 evaluation. Hosted at PBST Activity Center. Phase 1. Finding both sword and gun bots, starting with the one that the evaluated person prefers. You will also receive a pistol for the gun bot phase. You have to successfully complete at least one of the arenas. If you do not, you will have at least one free retry on the arena of your choice. The HP stats are as follows: 150 HP for sword bots. Bots are level 1 and spawn every 7 seconds. 200 HP for gun bots. Bots are level 1 and spawn every 7 seconds. Phase 2. Survive the level 1 Juggernaut for 30 seconds. The goal is to purely dodge the shots. You will not be given any weapons and you will be set at 150 HP. Phase 3 Quiz. You will need to get at least 6 questions right out of it, given 8 questions. Quiz will range from handbook knowledge to certain scenarios, etc. Phase 3 can also be done via the quiz game. After the full evaluation is done, a proper consensus check will take place by ET to determine whether you are suitable enough for the Tier 1 rank. This can take up to 48 hours to complete. Tools: PBST pistol, a pistol that deals a decent amount of damage towards enemies. Taser, weapon that stuns a person for a few seconds. Ranked baton, deals a higher amount of damage as compared to a cadet's baton. Riot shield. Permissions, ability to request for PBST backup via the call command. Tier 2. Ascending further, Tier 2s are granted the request the power of the powerful PBST rifle. Requirements: you must first be Tier 1 for at least 3 weeks. Get 200 points. Phase 1. Fighting both sword and gun bots, starting with the one that the evaluated person prefers. You have to successfully complete at least one of the arenas. You will be provided with the pistol and rifle for the gun bot phase. 150 HP for sword bots. Bots are level 2 and spawn every 7 seconds. 200 HP for gun bots. Bots are level 2 and spawn every 7 seconds. Phase 2 Core Simulation. Toggle off all laters and set the reactor power to 1 within 30 seconds. You will be given a Roblox speed coil key for this. Phase 3 Quiz. You will be required to get at least 7 questions correct out of 8 given to pass. Pass consensus check. This can take up to 48 hours to complete. Tools: PBST rifle, a rifle that deals a decent amount of damage towards enemies. PBST pistol, taser, ranked baton, riot shield. Permissions, same as Tier 1. Tier 3. This is the final rank that can be earned by meeting point requirements. They have proven themselves to be capable security officers able to patrol Pinewood facilities with lethal weapons on the run. Requirements: you must first be Tier 2 for at least 4 weeks. Get 400 points. Pass Tier 3 evaluation. Evaluation. Hosted at PBST AC. Phase 1. Juggernaut. Kill 2. Level 1 Juggernaut simultaneously. You are provided with pistol, rifle, and SMG along with 200 HP boost. Phase 2 Gunbots. Kill level 3 Gunbots. For this you are provided with pistol and rifle along with 200 HP. The bots have 7-second spawn cooldown. Phase 3 Shooting Range. Get at least 20 hits within the 45 seconds. Targets have high HP amounts so they don't die. Their speed is lowered to 10. Everything else is default. Phase 4 Quiz. You will be required to get at least 9 questions correct out of 10 given to pass. After the full evaluation is done, a proper consensus check will take place by ET to determine whether you are suitable enough for the Tier 3 rank. This can take up to 48 hours to complete. Tools: PBST submachine gun, an SMG that deals a decent amount of damage towards enemies. PBST rifle, PBST pistol, taser, ranked baton, riot shield. Permission same as Tier 1 and Tier 2. Ability to issue PBST kill on sight orders outside of all subgroup events if the goals of PBST are endangered. The cost order remains in effect as long as the Tier 3 is on duty for PBST. Access to the firing range and SF arena controls. Elite tier, elite tier. Elite tier is the first rank within security offering the privilege of hosting official appointed PBST patrols. This rank is trusted with much more authority and trust than average Tier 3 member. Elite tiers are expected to show amazing role model behavior to the lower ranks. Requirements: you must first be Tier 3, handpicked for elite tier evaluation. Hosting a patrol. Tools: healing shield, a deployable shield with healing powers. Gravity disruptor, PBST submachine gun, PBST rifle, UPG pistol, taser, ranked baton, riot shield. Permissions: ability to host official pointed patrols, ability to host an official raid response, ability to host pet patrol support events, ability to host game nights, ability to issue PBST kill on site orders, ability to issue room restrictions for the duration of PBST patrols and raid responses, access to communications channel with TMS and pet event hosts, ability to report troublesome members for trainer review, allowed to override any cost order for users below them in rank. Special Defense. Special Defense is a fifth achievable rank within security and is the first HR rank within the group. They represent the exemplary members of the group and are given the permission to organize PBST trainings, tournaments, as well as moderation access in the communication server. Requirements: you must first be elite tier, must have full security on all accounts, communications and Roblox, be in the communications server at any and all times, unless permission has been given by a trainer to temporarily leave the server. Handpicked for special defense evaluation. Complete 4 sections quiz which involve array of questions about hosting, moderation, admin use, etc. Quiz consists of 8 questions split into 4 sections that cover various aspects such as general knowledge, handbook knowledge, moderator knowledge, and Chronos commands knowledge. There is no pass rate for them. It fully depends if trainers and above are satisfied with your answers. Successfully hosting a training. Tools: blue katana, a very high damage katana, UPG pistol, An upgraded pistol that deals a high amount of damage towards enemies. UPG rifle. An upgraded rifle that deals a high amount of damage towards enemies. Healing shield, gravity disruptor, PVST submachine gun, PVST rifle, PVST pistol, taser, ranked baton, riot shield. Permissions. All of elite tier permissions. Issue room restrictions. Moderation powers in PBSC training facilities. Moderation power in PBSC communication server. Access to a communications channel with PBST Kronos admins. Not required to wear a uniform. Granted smart logs and edit access in-game and in the communication server. If chosen, they are allowed to host a server during a PBST mega training. Allowed to host game nights. Trainer, the second HR rank within PBST. This rank is the leadership rank that controls command of HOS, is to handle evaluations, promotions, demotions, points, and more. Trainers propose any and all group changing votes, policies and changes. Requirements. Nomination by a trainer, majority vote must be reached before being promoted. Portable sentry. A deployable semi-automatic sentry that deals a high amount of damage to nearby targeted players. UPG submachine gun. An upgraded SMG that deals a high amount of damage towards enemies. Lukatana. UPG pistol. UPG rifle. Healing shield. Gravity disruptor. PBST submachine gun. PBST rifle. PBST pistol. Taser rank baton. Riot shield. Permissions. All the special defense permissions. Trainers have full authority over lower ranked members regarding all situations, regarding from handbook violations to kill on site orders. Trainer also has it on the highest authority to cancel any event where they deem that it's appropriate to do so and take action necessary. Allowed to host any type of PBSC event. Allowed to schedule and set up a PBST mega training. Allowed to override kill on site orders for users below them in rank. Granted full access to PBST database in order to organize points, promote members, and more. Allowed to wear the official PBST leadership hoodie. Granted full administration access in the communication server. Granted moderation powers in all current PB facilities. Granted administration powers in public PBST activity center and PBST training facility servers, as well as in private PBCC, Pinewood Builders Space Shuttle Advantage, Pinewood Builders HQ, Mega Miners, and other updated PB servers. Ability to vote and propose votes in PBST. Granted direct communications with the Pinewood Intelligence Agency and the private channel. Vote with private and TMS leadership members regarding subgroup-wide votes. Overall being responsible for all changes done to the group. Head of Security. The third HR rank within PBSC, it is also final achievable rank within the group. It is essentially the leader of PBSC and is currently held by U23 Doc. Head of Security along with trainers manages the groups and represents good image of PBSC by attending as much events as he can. Requirements. Handpicked by Tokaisho. Tools. Same as trainer. Permissions. All of trainer permissions, full authority over all members below him, ability to veto all the votes, organize and host PBST mega trainings, overall being responsible for all changes done to a group. Events. There are a wide and unique variety of events hosted by PBST in which one can attain points from. These events are planned out and scheduled well in advance. Training. Trainings are common events organized by rank special defense and trainers. In most cases, you can expect to earn up to 5 points during these events. Simply put, the better you perform, the more points you earn. Trainings can be of any length, However, they usually fit into the range of 30 to 60 minutes. Trainings are scheduled in advance and announced before the beginning. So it is recommended that you arrive in the training server 5 to 10 minutes before it starts. Trainings can be hosted at any PBSC training facility or a private PBSC owned PB game server. When training, be sure to follow the guidelines below. Listen to the host and follow the orders. You must be on duty for PBSC to attend a PBSC training. Always have a uniform unless the host says otherwise. You are forbidden from taking your loadouts or any tools. You may use the exclamation mark training info command to get information about common words and BTS. Intentionally disrupting the training as attendee can lead to severe consequences, including heavy point deductions and demotions. Do not complain about punishments during trainings, including mutes, kicks, and bans from the event. Think you got what it takes to win an intense competitive event? Be sure to join a PBST tournament. The winner attains PBST 7 PBST points and a special event winner role in our communication server for a month until the next tournament's winner. Attendees who do not win the tournament stand to gain up to 6 PBST points from the event. After winning a tournament, you cannot win the role again for the next 2 tournaments. Currently, there are 2 types of tournaments, the Obby tournament and the combat tournament. Although they may vary, the tournaments are traditionally hosted at these times. Obby tournament and combat tournament near the end of each calendar month. In very rare circumstances, tournament event times can change at any time. Patrol. Patrols are common events organized by rank elite tiers and above, where you attempt to stabilize the core and maintain security in the facility in a group team setting. TMS may or may not attempt to prevent your objectives. Pay attention to your event host and follow their instructions. All patrols must be between 15 minutes, the minimum length, and 60 minutes, the maximum length. The point distribution is as follows. 15 minutes, 2 base points, 30 minutes, 3 base points, 45 minutes, 4 base points, and 60 minutes, 5 base points. There can be an additional 1 or 2 points extra as a bonus for those who show an amazing performance in communication. Pay attention to your event host and follow their instructions. Raid responses. Raid responses are hosted by elite tiers in response to scheduled TMS raids. There are several types of raids with various objectives. On attendance, PBST can receive a maximum of 6 points with 2 extra bonus points. Meltdown/freeze down raid. During meltdown/freeze down raids, TMS will attempt to cause the core to explode. During meltdown raids, you must cool the core to the best of your ability, while during freeze down raids, you must attempt to heat the core. Chaos raid. During chaos raids, TMS will attempt to cause the maximum amount of chaos throughout the facility, usually by igniting cargo boxes, radioactive waste, and derailing nuke trains. As PBST, your task is to counter said chaos and eliminate its causes. Incursion raid. During incursion raids, TMS will storm to a specific area and attempt to hold it. As PBST, your task is to converge upon said location and attempt to counter the TMS threat. They can be hosted as any leveled raid. Mega raids. Mega raids, officially known as level 3 raids, are rare events hosted by TMS, hosted couple times yearly, where multiple servers are raided at the same time. PBST must give a good defense in all these servers. Mega raids are announced in the PBST, PET, and TMS communication servers well in advance, and rallies again at TMS RS are organized shortly before the event starts.
A reminder that TMS raids are still the main event of TMS and are not PBSTs. PBST purely only attend the event in very rare circumstances. There may come a raid where PBST are possibly barred from attending. And PET. Survivor runs. TMS may do a post-meltdown / freeze down objective called the Survivor run. There are two types of Survivor runs. A yes Survivor run, YSR, and a no Survivor run, NSR. YSR. TMS will stop attacking PBSC and attempt to help visitors escape in rockets whenever a meltdown / freeze down begins. A YSR is automatically in effect during the duration of the meltdown / freeze down, and you may not attack TMS. As PBST, attacking TMS during the meltdown / freeze down without provocation will be considered arcane. NSR. TMS will attempt to prevent anyone from escaping the facility authorized by an Inquisitor. As PBST, in addition to launching the rocket to safeguard visitors headed to evacuation rockets, Survivor runs remain in effect until the meltdown / freeze down sequence ends. PBST patrol support. A while ago, PET introduced a new event in which PET responded to our patrols to give us assistance. And now we're returning the favor. The events can be hosted by an elite tier where PBST's role is to assist PET roles by handling core controls and fighting TMS, while PET are busy with handling whatever fires and chaos occurs. PET patrol supports will not be announced until PET announces on their channels to start joining the patrol. You can attain 1 base point for attending the event in addition to 1 bonus point for 2 people at most. In addition, you are now allowed to kill neutrals causing chaos during PET patrols without giving a warning. Before the change, it was just during TMS events. Special events, mega trainings. A very special kind of training events called the mega training. This is where a very large group of security members rally up and train in multiple servers hosted by Special Defense. These events are uncommon, no more than once every 6 months, but yield a large amount of points. During those events, trainers can host their section of mega training at any game. Special Defense are limited to hosting only at official PBST training games. If you attend the whole training and are on good behavior throughout, expect to earn a whopping 12 points. Security high ranks do not have hardcore activity requirements. However, it is still expected of them to still let other HRs know if they go inactive for a certain amount of time. Elite tier still cannot go inactive for 2 months, as an example, and not let anyone know of their absence. They will just be demoted after a while. PIA are allowed to wear anything whilst on duty for PBST, if it is during events. The PIA must inform the event host. On top of that, they have access to all subgroup loadouts and can use them if they want to. However, like anyone else, they still need to follow the other handbook rules. Punishments will be given if they do not. Hosting rules. All hosts, regardless of rank, are expected to follow the hosting rules. Seen below are every hosting rule. Hosting rules for elite tier and above. An ET/SD may host one PBST event every 6 hours. PBST events may not overlap other PBST events and other subgroup mega events. PBST events must have a 1 hour gap between other PBST events and subgroup mega events. An ET/SD may schedule an event up to 4 weeks in advance. Scheduling, expediting, delaying events must be done with respect to already existing event time cards.
Response events. TMS/PET are exempt from all aforementioned rules. Trainers may be consulted for case-by-case exceptions to hosting rules. Global rules. PBST, PET, and TMS leadership have agreed to prevent unfair advantages to the best of their ability. During ongoing events, there exists a multitude of global rules which needs to be followed by all subgroups during events. Below lists every one of them currently in force. Attendees are not allowed to glitch in any way. It is disallowed for all sides. If a neutral glitches during events, they will be on global kill on site. Attendees are not allowed to package abuse, which basically means attendees cannot make super small packages or other packages that negatively impact other players. It is disallowed for all sides. If neutrals package abuses during events, there will be global kill on site. Raid blacklisted users are global kill on site to all sides. Attendees cannot fight and kill each other in the main spawn area, the security room, the syndicate hideout, or the emergency HQ. The only exception to this rule is if you're fighting someone and during the middle of it they decide to run to any of the aforementioned areas in order to escape said fight, in which case you are free to kill them there. To avoid team killing and general confusion, the on-duty PBSC may not color their hazmat red during raids and patrols. In these rules, all sides refers to all main pro-core and anti-core subgroups, PBST, PET, and TMS. By committing any of the mentioned rules while also being on duty for PBST, you can expect appropriate punishment in the group, ranging from point deduction up until demotion. In some cases, one may get added to a PB event blacklist, where one is on permanent global kill on site during public server, PBST, PET, and TMS events, and are banned from attending private server, PBST, PET, and TMS events. Security rewards. Have you proven to be very competent and skillful member? You may be eligible for some rewards that PBST has to offer. Defender of the Week. Upon seeing someone showing outstanding performance during events, such as patrols and raids over the course of a week, an event host can nominate said person for Defender of the Week reward. The reward gives you a prefix on your rank tag and a pinkish red wool in the communications server, as well as access to a special chat for winners and boosters. Only people between cadet to tier 3 can obtain this reward. Those who achieve the reward carry it for 1 week. There is a maximum of 3 Defenders of the Week per week. Tournament winner. Won a PBSD tournament, flex your win with the tournament winner reward. This role is given when one successfully manages to attain first place in a tournament. After winning, you will keep the role for the entire month, but you won't be able to win the same type of tournament for the next 2 tournaments. Groups you may encounter. The Mayhem Syndicate. The Mayhem Syndicate is the official raiding group of PB. They will almost always be a common adversary for PBST. Certain rules need to be followed when dealing with the syndicates. Any TMS member with the red rank tag and official uniform are to be killed on sight immediately. This rule, however, is voided if said TMS member is located in the spawn area, the PET HQ, PBST room, or the TMS hideout. However, if said TMS member is running to these areas with the intention of running away from an already occurring fight, you are free to kill them in those areas. On top of that, you cannot kill a TMS member headed to get their loadouts and items from the PET HQ. Any TMS member with only the rank tag enabled but no uniform may be killed without warning if they try to destroy the core. Any players with TMS uniform but not the rank tag are to be treated as regular visitors. However, unlike security, syndicate members are allowed to wear the hazmat and fire suit without the need of wearing a uniform. Inquisitors have the same uniform override permissions as special defense of their group. Therefore, they do not need to wear an official TMS uniform to be considered on duty. All they need to have on is the rank tag. Pinewood Emergency Team. Pinewood Emergency Team is the official emergency response group of PB. They are a specialized group of respondents working in teams in order to effectively patrol and prevent disasters such as fires, blackouts, etc. at Pinewood Computer Core and other games. Very often, PET will work very hard hand in hand with PBST in ensuring PB facilities are safe at all times. PBST are expected to protect PET members from gunfire, especially during a patrol support session. During raids, patrols, and other events, PET can support PBST in attempting to heat/cool the core should the temperature reach 2000/-2000 degrees, on top of achieving other objectives. PBST are also authorized to help put out any fires or stop a hazmat spill if PET are not on site. You can switch between being on duty for PET PBST by using the set group command. PET has their own set of tools. Whilst on PBST duty, you may not use their tools. During events, anyone put on kill on site for PET will also automatically kill on site for PET for PBST, unless the kill on site is deliberately removed for PBST by an elite tier, Crosscos. This handbook is always a work in progress and will be updated as time goes on. Signed Security Leadership. Pine will be the security team free nor evil. Alright, I'm gonna take a little break. Need to use the restroom. Alright, I'm back. Okay, Pinewood Emergency Team Handbook. Bulletin board and look at artist original poster 32 edits as of May 2021. Pinewood Emergency Team. The following document is the official pet handbook written by Pet Chief Anukat. Please read it carefully. Welcome to the Pinewood Emergency Team, an elite group of the best rescue heroes working together to respond to emergencies across all Pinewood facility. Above the flames. Roblox. Pinewood Emergency Team. Pinewood Emergency Team is a group on Roblox owned by Diddleshot with 93,736 members. An elite team of the best rescue heroes and firefighters responding to emergencies all over Roblox and the world. Welcome to the Pinewood Emergency Team. Atatata. Basic duties: extinguish fires, heal injured personnel, resolve disasters, keep coolant and generators up using cargo trains, provide last-ditch support in the core should it reach over/below 3,000 or -3,000 degrees. Basic rules: follow the Roblox community rules and the Pinewood Builders game rules at all times. Any pet uniform matching top and bottom may be worn while on duty. Activate your pet rant tag with the command !set group pet. What it means to be on duty is touched upon its own section on this handbook. A certain degree of discipline and composure is expected from the attendee at all Pinewood events. Listen to your superiors and treat all with respect. Being on duty is defined by a number of factors and includes many ins and outs. Also read up on the handbooks of Pinewood Builder Security Team and the Mayhem Syndicate. After you are finished here for the best possible grasp on the restrictions you must abide by. Specialists using their judgment are free to remove a ranked member from their position on the basis of many offenses, including but not limited to NSFW behavior and toxicity both in-game and in our communication server. Going on duty. In order to be properly recognized as a pet respondent, you must fill the proper requirements to be on duty. An on-duty pet respondent must have the rank tag set to pet group. This can be done with the in-game command set group pet, an official pet uniform work at all times, and the handbook rules in their head. Seen below are various examples of a pet respondent ready to go on duty. Important information. The following outlines some important information for those who are on duty for pets that are otherwise not specified on other sections of the handbook. Temperature core rules. As stated in the basic duty section, one of the pet's responsibilities is controlling the temperature of the core. Should it exceed 3,000 degrees or dip below -3,000 degrees. This section goes into more detail about the core rules. When the core is at a temperature of above 3,000 degrees or one below -3,000 degrees, it is considered to be in a critical state. At this point, the core is extremely close to either a meltdown or freeze down event, and PET is permitted to access the PBCC's temperature changing controls. PET members are permitted to cool/heat the core from the mentioned critical status temperature to 2,000/-2,000 degrees. During TMS raids, PET is permitted to heat the core from critical temperature to 1,000/--1,000 degrees. Disasters. Every once in a while, a disaster will happen at Pinewood Computer Core. These disasters can change from the gameplay stated tremendously. As an on-duty respondent for PET, it is your job and responsibility to ensure that no further damage occurs and heal anyone injured as a result of said disasters. Below goes into more detailing on what to do. Meltdown. Attempt to successfully fill all three rods for the best chance to revert a meltdown. If it is impossible, evacuate visitors via the launch silos or the Pinewood Builders Research Facility elevators. Freeze down. Evacuate visitors via the launch silos or the Pinewood Builders Research Facility elevators. Gas leak. Switch all fans on in order for the gas to be blown out in a quicker manner. Heal anyone injured. Earthquake. Attempt to halt all trains in order to prevent further damage. Plasma leak. Evacuate as much people out of the core as possible. Heal anyone injured. Blackout. Switch on the emergency generators as soon as possible, whilst also ensuring that there is enough generator fuel for this. Radiation leak. Drain the hazmat by opening all of the 4 drainage plugs at the same time. Magma. Evacuate everyone to higher grounds or the lobby. Aliens. Not a dangerous event. E-coolant. Emergency coolant, abbreviated as E-coolant, is a PBCC gameplay mechanic located at Sector G that allows users to have a last-minute chance at saving the core once a meltdown begins. In order to access both doors at Sector G, you need to input the code 5334118. E-coolant plays an important role for PET, as it can prevent the chance of total facility destruction. Therefore, the E-coolant must be kept under PETs and PBSC if they are present in control. If successful, the coolant will set the temperature back to 3,500 degrees. To achieve meltdown reversion through the E-coolant procedure, at least one of the rods must have their levels between 69 and 81% to be green. Going above or below those ranges will make the rod unusable. The more rods filled, the higher chance is for the temperature to be set back to 3,500 degrees Celsius. Success rates for the number of tanks green when the countdown reaches 0. 1 rod 10%, 2 rods 25%, 3 rods 90%. Glitching. The use of any glitches is not allowed during raid patrols whilst on duty for PET, as well as TMS and PBST. This is very much discouraged and will lead to a punishment. A glitch is any game mechanic that was left in due to an unforeseen issue in the game's code. Dealing with rogue respondents. From time to time, you may find yourself witnessing a rogue on duty PET personnel whilst patrolling. Whilst they are of no threat to you, but sometimes they may break major rules such as team killing intentionally, spawn killing, and MRKing, killing innocent neutrals for no reason, etc. You may have to fight them if they attack you. If you witness a rogue PET member, be sure to first tell them of their wrongdoings. They may not even know what they're breaking the handbook rules. Should they continue even after that warning, however, request a kill on-site order on the grounds that the user is rogue to an expert respondent or above. If you witness a ranked trained respondent going rogue and breaking major rules, send a PIA call. Be descriptive in the notes and type exactly what they are doing. TMS, PET, /PBSC rooms. TMS and PET and PBSC have all rules to not attack each other in the TMS loadout area. The PBSC room or the PET HQ, every respect this rule mutually on all sides. The only exception that applies is if a TMS member is fighting you whilst they are on kill on site and they run inside one of the 3 rooms for protection, in which case you are free to eliminate them there. Dealing with exploiters. From time to time whilst patrolling, you may find yourself encountering an exploiter. Should this happen, send a PIA call using the call command in chat. Note down the name of the exploiter and add a description if you can. Until the PIA arrives, you are free to kill the exploiters. It is also worth to record any evidence, if possible, of the exploiter hacking so you can send it to a PIA moderator in the event that the exploiter left before the PIA arrives. Mutants. Mutants are automatic kill on sight. You are free to kill them if you spot one. Events. There are multiple event types that an attendee can get points from in PET. Events are hosted whenever a host would like, but are usually scheduled when in advance. Depending on the length and type, anywhere from 2 to 5 PET points can be earned from one event. A special event called Operation Mega exists where you can earn up to 10 points. Mini Patrol. Mini patrols are the most common type of event hosted in PET. They take place in the public servers of PBCC and can be hosted by expert respondents and above. A mini patrol can last up to 30 minutes. Because of their short duration, minis are jam-packed with action and are common targets of attacks by the Mayhem Syndicate. You can earn up to 3 PET points from a normal mini patrol, with possible bonus of 4. Patrol. Full patrols are the most classic and bare-bones events hosted in PET. They are hosted regularly by specialists and usually take place in public PVCC servers. Though on special occasions another facility may be patrolled. Under regular circumstances, you can earn up to 5 PET points from a normal patrol with a possible bonus of 6. Community Patrol. The Community Patrol is a large monthly event announced well in advance. It is the best chance PET gets each month to show off their skills and numbers. The scheduling process is simple. At the end of each month, a list of possible times will be posted. Members of our communication server will be able to vote on the time that works best for them. After the voting is completed, the event, up to 45 minutes in length, will be scheduled and hosted at the voted upon time. In order to bring together as many respondents as possible for the event, you can earn up to 8 points just for attending. Trainings, sometimes also called patrols, are the secondary events in PET. They are not hosted often, but when they do take place, it is usually from PET private servers of the PBCC and PBST Activity Center. You can earn up to 5 PET points from a normal training. Operation Mega, the absolute largest, most team-based activity in PET. These events are very uncommon, no more than once a month, but yield a large number of points. The idea is simple. A large PET group comes together and tackles multiple servers at the PBCC with the goal of resolving any and all disaster that may be occurring. You can earn up to 10 points from Operation Mega. Hosting rules. If the last event was a patrol, one has to wait 3 hours in order to host another event. If the last event was a mini patrol, one has to wait 2 hours in order to host another event. If the last event was a training, one has to wait 3 hours to host another event. If the last event was a community patrol, one has to wait 5 hours in order to host another event. If the last event was Operation Mega, one has to wait 7 hours in order to host another event. Access the respective PET private servers of PVCC and PBST Activity Center by running chat command !PET server while in a public game. During all events, the following is required. One of the official PET Fire, PET Medical, or PET Hazmat uniforms, both shirt and pants. If you prefer not to spend Robux in the uniform, free uniform morphs can be found both PBSTAC and PBCC. Respect your fellow attendees and host. An attitude willing to participate and improve. The Mayhem Syndicate and Raids. The Mayhem Syndicate is the raid group of PB and as such will be uncommon adversary for any pet member. Certain rules need to be followed when dealing with syndicate personnel, as well as when responding to the coordinated raids on PBCC. TMS raids. TMS raids are another event pets can earn points from, but differ quite a bit from the norm in that they are actually a TMS event. Pet must abide by a different set of rules and must respect all restrictions imposed. TMS raids are scheduled well beforehand, however. The specific PBCC game server being raided is unknown until the time of the event. Once a raid begins, TMS will join the server and attempt to cause a meltdown, killing all PBSC on site by default. It is Pet's job to keep security forces healed. However, this can often be easier said than done, and because of that, Pet personnel are better spent performing other tasks. Effective Pet duties at raids include repairing the coolant pipe, keeping generators and coolant tanks filled, whether it's via cargo train or the respective button, quickly dealing with radiation leaks and power outages, suppressing obstructive fire spreads and engaging the fight in emergency fire suppression system when necessary, despawning or disrupting potentially threatening nuke trains and helping to lead evacuation efforts. Even at raids, TMS will not be killed on site unless stated otherwise by an expert respondent or above. Raid response and points. An official pointed raid response will usually be held by either an expert respondent or specialist. It is your job as a pet responder to listen to the directions of the expert or specialist. The amount of points that can be earned will vary depending on the raid's level. A level 0 or practice raid typically awards no points, but one can be given as a bonus. A level 1 raid can award up to 4 points on their normal attendance, with 5 being given as a normal bonus. A level 2 raid can award up to 5 points on their normal attendance, with 6 being given as a bonus. A level 3 raid, commonly referred to as a mega raid, will usually have its pointing scale differ from mega to mega. For reference though, one can typically expect to earn 9 at most from normal attendance, with 10 or more given as a bonus. Raid point scales, like all point scales, are very flexible, and one should always keep in mind. In rare circumstances, pet will not be welcome at a raid. At the end of the day, raids are an event of TMS, and due to that, others must respect the rules they decide to put into place. E.g., one raider host may prefer an all-out fight between TMS and PBST with all slots possible going to the fight. If pet is disallowed at the raid, you will know. It is your job as a respectful user to accept the fact and move on. Only a tiny fraction of the many raids hosted daily will impose rules restricting pets' access. And because of this, toxic and unsportsmanlike behavior on both sides regarding this matter will not be tolerated. Don't cry and give a reason to restrict pets from more. That being said, if you're a TMS host being incredibly toxic to pet over the matter, report it to a TMS instructor. Rate point scales, like all point scales, are very flexible, and one should always keep that in mind. Pinewood Builders Security Team. Pinewood Builders Security Team is the paramilitary force of Pinewood. Very often they support PET in our mission to keep the PB facilities safe and protected. PET are expected to heal PBST members in the event that they are injured. During raids, PET support PBST in attempting to heat/cool the core should the temperature reach 3000 to or negative 3000 degrees Celsius, on top of achieving other objectives. PBST are also authorized to help put out any fires or stop a hazmat spill if PET are not on site. You can switch between being on duty for PET or PBST by using the !set group command. PBST has their own set of tools. Whilst on PET duty, you may not use their tools. Ranking up. Ranking up in PET is simple. Once you earn enough points and meet the requirements of the rank, you will be ranked up.
There are evaluations in place to make sure pet only has only the best within their ranks. A higher rank gives you higher authority and enhanced permissions than pet, as well as minor gameplay buffs to the pet loadout medkit. Rescue Hero LR. Rescue Hero. The entry rank for pet. Rescue heroes are expected to look up to the higher ranks and take them as an example of how to act. Trained Respondent LR. Trained Respondent. The first rank that one can progress into. It is a turning point for anyone participating in pet. Trained respondents are held to a much higher standard than your average rescue hero. Trained respondents are trusted with the ability to make meaningful pet calls. Requirements: 50 points plus pass trained respondent evaluation. Evaluation: PBST Activity Center. Phase 1. Fire simulation activity. 3 flaming parts will be spawned with a cooldown of half a second between each part. Protect the cargo and extinguish all fires within 30 seconds. Phase 2. Avoid damage from the Juggernaut's shots for 30 seconds. You will have 150 HP. Phase 3. Answer 5 basic questions about the pet handbook and our duties around PVCC. You only have to get 4 correct, but should really be aiming for 100%. Phase 4. Pass a consensus from one specialist other than the evaluator. Special permissions. Access to an improved pet medkit. The medkit heals 3 HP per second. Access to the in-game exclamation mark call pet command. Experienced Respondent MR. The second rank achievable through earning points. By the time one reaches the rank of Experienced Respondent, they are expected to know the ins and outs of pet operations in-game. Experienced personnel should expect to be seen as an example. Requirements: 150 pet points plus pass trained respondent evaluation. Evaluation PBST Activity Center. Phase 1. Fire simulation activity. 7 flaming parts will be spawned with a cooldown of half a second between each part. Protect the cargo and extinguish all fires. Phase 2. Complete level 1 of the bomb barrage simulation activity. Phase 3. Get 10 hits within 15 seconds at the firing range. Phase 4. Pass a consensus from 2 specialists other than the evaluator. You must be a trained respondent for 2 weeks before you can evaluate up to this rank. Access to an improved pet medkit. This medkit heals 4.5 HP per second. Elite Respondent MR. Elite Respondent. The third and final rank achievable by only points. For the regular participant, this is the top. Elites are to be the best examples for aspiring emergency personnel, and their actions must reflect this at all times. Requirements: 300 points plus pass Elite Respondent Evaluation. Evaluation PBCC. Phase 1. Refill coolant and generator fuel in one run of the cargo train. This must be completed in under 75 seconds. Phase 2. Using the speed coil provided. Turn off all core boost lasers and set the reactor to power to 1 in under 35 seconds. Phase 3. Use the speed coil once again. Fill up all 3 coolant pipes to green capacity. Pass a consensus from 3 specialists other than the evaluator. You must be an experienced respondent for 3 weeks before you can evaluate up to this rank. Special permissions. Access to an improved pet medkit. This medkit heals 10.3 HP per second. Expert Respondent HR. Expert Respondent. The first HR rank. An expert respondent has many enhanced permissions and responsibilities, including the ability to host
pointed patrols, as well as moderation abilities in the communication server. Requirements: handpicked plus 400 points. Evaluation: evaluated patrol observed by specialist. Passing consensus vote among current specialists. You must be an elite respondent for 4 weeks before you can be selected to evaluate up to this rank. Special permissions. All of the elite respondents' permission. Access to an improved and pet medkit. This medkit heals 12 healing per second. Ability to mini and full patrols. If chosen, they are allowed to host a server during Operation Mega Event. Issue kill on-site orders in a pinch. Override uniform requirements, moderation powers in the pet communication server. Granted smart log access to pet database. Allowed to host game night with approval of a specialist. Specialist, the second HR rank. Specialists help the chief manage pet. They vote on HR promotions, new pet policies, and have the ultimate flexibility in terms of event hosting. Requirements: handpicked from expert respondents. Evaluation: passing consensus vote among current specialists. Special permissions: all of the expert respondents' permissions. Access to an improved pet medkit. This medkit heals 16 HP per second. Specialists have full authority over lower ranked members regarding all situations, from handbook violations to cost orders. Specialists also has it on the highest authority to cancel any event they deem to be against the game rules and take action necessary. Allowed to host any type of pet event. Allowed to schedule and set up an Operation Mega event. Allowed to schedule and set up a community patrol. Allowed to override any kill on site orders for users below them in rank. Granted full access to the pet database in order to organize points, promote members, and more. Allowed to wear the official pet leadership hoodie. Granted full administration access in the comm server. Granted admin commands at the pet private servers of PBST Activity Center, PBCC, and other PB facilities. Ability to vote and propose votes in pet. Granted direct communications with the Pinewood Intelligence Agency in the private channel. Vote with TMS and PBCST leadership members regarding subgroup-wide votes. Overall being responsible for all changes done to the group. Chief HR, Chief, the final pet rank. This, more or less, is the leader of pet and is held by one individual. Anukat is the current chief. Permissions are more or less the same as the specialist with only the enhanced permissions, being command over the specialist and full access in the communication server. For each rank within evaluation, there is a chance you may fail the phase. Should this happen, you may be given a phase cooldown by the evaluator before you are able to retake the failed phase again. For the first time, the cooldown is typically 24 hours. You only need to redo phases in which you fail. Above the flames, sign the chief. Okay, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna have some lunch. The live stream will still be going. Don't worry. Please stand by. Please stand by. Please stand by. The Mayhem Syndicate Handbook, Bulletin Board, Lord of Disco, original poster, 21 edits as of December 2024. The Mayhem Syndicate. Welcome to the Mayhem Syndicate. We unite as brothers in arms and cause chaos, large groups and militaries all across Robloxia. Using high-tech weapons and alien technology, we bend those who oppose us to our will. We primarily celebrate destruction as the Pinewood Computer Core Raid Group, where we attack the core and don't let PBSC get in our way. The Mayhem Syndicate. The Mayhem Syndicate is a community on Roblox owned by Tokaisho, with 77,307 members. Welcome to the Mayhem Syndicate. We unite as brothers in arms and cause chaos to large groups and militaries all across Robloxia. Using high-tech weapons and alien ... General reminders. Follow the Roblox community rules and the Pinewood Builders game rules at all times. Be respectful to other members, especially to those who outrank you. We're all playing to have fun. Do not try to evade punishments. Evading will only make it worse. We are not at war with other groups. Hostility towards them is unwelcome. You are not allowed to share or sell accounts with TMS marks/ranks. Follow orders from your superiors and be respectful to your fellow players. Don't act like you're the boss of the game. Glitching is severely frowned upon. Doing this at events can get you cost for all signs until the event ends. Instructors can remove a user from a TMS position for poor behavior, both in the communication server and in-game. This includes toxicity, inappropriate behavior, etc. Anyone who acts in ways not suitable for his/her rank will see that rank revoked. Do not steal any assets that relate to Pinewood Builders or its members, including but not limited to game assets, uniforms, and community-made artwork. You will be blacklisted if you refuse to remove stolen assets. Attacking other on-duty TMS members is frowned upon and can lead to punishment. PBST must both have a rank tag set to PBST and PBST uniform to be counted as PBST, unless they are special defense or have a hazmat/core/fire suit. Global rules. PBST, BET, and TMS leadership have agreed to prevent unfair advantages to the best of our ability. During ongoing events, there exists a multitude of global rules which needs to be followed by all subgroups doing events. Below list every one of them currently in force. Attendees are not allowed to glitch in any way. It is disallowed for all sides. If a neutral glitches during events, there will be global kill on site. Attendees are not allowed to package abuse, which basically means that attendees cannot make super small packages or other packages that can negatively impact other players. It is disallowed for all sides. If neutrals package abuses during events, there will be global kill on site. Raid blacklisted users are global kill on site to all sides. Attendees cannot find and kill each other in the main spawn area, the security room, the syndicate hideout, or the emergency HQ. The only exception to this rule is if you're fighting someone and during the middle of it they decide to run to any of the aforementioned areas in order to escape said fight, in which in case you are free to kill them there. To avoid team killing and general confusion, on-duty TMS may not color the hazmat shades of blue during raids or patrols. In these rules, all sides refers to all main pro-core and anti-core subgroups, PBST, PET, and TMS. By committing any of the aforementioned rules while also being on duty for TMS, you can expect an appropriate punishment in the group, ranging from a point deduction up to a demotion. In some cases, one may get added to a PB event blacklist, which is where one is on permanent global costs during public server PBST PET/TMS events. And are banned from attending private server PBST PET and TMS events. Dealing with handbook violators. Dealing with handbook violators is simple. Just follow the acronym WRR. Warn the rule breaker about the rule they are breaking. If they stop, no need to continue. Record evidence of the warning and the continued rule breaking. Screenshots are also acceptable if they can prove the rule is being broken. Report the rule breaker via filling out this form. Rules while raiding. Those rules are for anyone who has the rank tag set to Mayhem Syndicate. Red Syndicate title. Uniform. While your rank tag is set to TMS, you are required to wear the official TMS uniform. This considers you on duty. If you refuse to wear a uniform and still actively trying to destroy the core, you will be treated as if you are on duty. PBST may still cost you. You can find the TMS hideout at the Pinewood Computer Core near the cargo trains platform. The TMS hideout is located near the cargo train spawn at the Pinewood Computer Core. If you happen to be in a facility that does not have the TMS uniform giver, you can be on duty as TMS without one. You are not allowed to wear a PBSC uniform while on duty as TMS. This is severely enforced if caught. Captains and above are allowed to wear modified/custom uniforms. If you had a pre-Inquisitor uniform approved by an instructor, you are still allowed to wear it. Former HRs who resigned or left on a good note and own a custom uniform are allowed to wear it in place of a regular TMS uniform. If you have donor commands, you can give yourself a uniform to the !cert and !pants command. Better yet, you can combine those two into an alias. Run this command in chat. Add alias. No, I'm not going to read that. Never mind. Then every time you run ! TMS uniform in chat, you will put on the TMS uniform. You must have donor commands to do the above. You can additionally use the command ! TMS uniform. This gives you the default TMS uniform and your colors, your hazmat to red. If you prefer a black hazmat helmet, you can do ! TMS uniform too. Weapons. Syndicate members are given weapons at the Pinewood Computer Core to assist in destroying the core or causing chaos. They can be found at the hideout near cargo trains. Weapons become more powerful and diverse as you rank up. Multiple information regarding what tools can be achieved can be seen in the rank section. Weapons given are not to be used while off duty or on duty for another group. You are not allowed to use PBSC tools or PET tools, fire hose, medical box, or PET shield while on duty as TMS. The loadout area or the TMS hideout. No, I'm not going to read that, never mind. Encountering PBST. While raiding, you will most likely encounter the security of the computer core. These members will actively attack you. You want to kill security on site with a few exceptions. You cannot kill PBST if they are in spawn. They are protected by spawn restrictions. You cannot attack a security officer going to get their loadout. You may if they attack you first. More information on this is explained in the PET/PBST room dropdown. Some exceptions are listed there. The PBST member must be both on duty as PBST and wearing an official PBST uniform to be attacked if the member is a special defense rank or above in PBST and has the rank tag set to security. You may kill them if they don't have a uniform on. You can ignore this rule if the PBST member is a threat and or is interfering with your meltdown or freeze down objective. There are rare occasions where a PBST officer goes rogue and will help destroy the core. These people appear every so often and pose no threat to the syndicate. Encountering Pet. Pet members are by default not a threat to TMS, but can aid the enemy in combat. Treat Pet as you would as a normal member. If they interfere with your objective or are attacking you/other teammates, you are free to kill them. You are to kill Pet on sight if the core temperature is above 2000 degrees or below negative 2000 degrees with a few exceptions like PBST. Spawns and spawn loadouts are protected. You should not attack there. For Pet to be on duty, they would be either wearing a pet suit, have a pet tag, or have a pet tag and are interacting with the core, aiding PBST, putting out fires, etc. Pet PBST room. Pet and PBST both have rules to not attack in the TMS loadout area, so we respect this mutually with them in the form of not attacking in their respective loadout room. The only exception to this is if you are attacking someone outside of one of these rooms initially and they run inside for protection. By all means, feel free to kill them there. This protection only really applies to people who recently spawned and are still getting their loadout. If they do not immediately go to loadouts after spawning/core suits, they are excluded from this protection. Neutrals, do not go out of your way to attack neutrals while raiding. If they are not a threat or are not interfering with your objective, try avoid killing these type of players. Glitching. Do not actively use glitches during raids. This is discouraged and will lead to disciplinary action. Nerf gas. Should you be a ranked member, you have access to nerf gas. Treat this as you would a weapon that deals damage. Do not use this in spawn or other protected areas like loadout rooms. Exploiter costs. When encountering exploiters similar to how PBST does it, you are more welcome to kill on sight them until a moderator can join to properly deal with them. You are free to spawn kill them if you have approval from a PIA member. Already have quality video evidence. Can't count pixels, can't read names, and shows the person in question doing any of these. Fly, no clip, super jump, teleport exploiting. Fling exploiting, walk speed exploiting. Should you be caught spawn killing someone without approval and evidence, it will be charged as spawn killing. Encountering enemy sentries. PBSC has their own sentries, hinted at their blue coloring. Upon seeing these, they likely also see you and will start firing at you, assuming they still have ammo in reserve. It is advised to find the placer of the sentry and kill them before you try to destroy the sentry, as they can place another one rather quickly upon its destruction. Sentries that have 75 health or less can be hacked by prompt. It is recommended to get into sentry's blind spot on top of it so that it cannot shoot back. PBSC Pet can hack our own sentries. See the gray body and blue circle on top to signify a hacked TMS. Team switching. During all official subgroup events, you are not permitted to switch teams. This consists of changing your on-duty status from TMS to either PET or PBST. Going off duty and becoming neutral during events, however, is allowed. While on duty as a syndicate member, you are expected to help cause chaos by melting or freezing the core. There are times where multiple syndicate members are trying to do different objectives. Communication is key to success. Work together to meet a common goal and successes will follow. Pet/core suits. You are allowed to wear pet hazmat and pet fire suits or the general core suits while on duty as TMS. A uniform is not required while wearing these suits. You are not allowed to wear the pet medical suit as an on-duty TMS member. TMS are allowed to use the astronaut helmet during raids. This can be used in the core when the temperature is below 3000 degrees. Every so often at Pinewood Computer Core a disaster will occur. These disasters do vary and can change the gameplay dramatically. These disasters are as follows: meltdown, freeze down, gas leak, earthquake, plasma leak, blackout, radiation leak, aliens, magma, missiles. You are not allowed to fix the radiation leak unless it is preventing meltdown or freeze down from occurring. During missiles, you want to keep the defense system offline to ensure the missiles hit the computer core. Dealing with rogue syndicates. Every so often, you may encounter a syndicate member trying to save the core, breaking a game rule, team killing other members, or abusing weapons. These members are considered rogue. Depending on how they act, you may have to kill them in self-defense if they attack you on invalid terms. If you run into a ranked individual, Trooper Plus abusing their TMS-specific weapons, send the group weapon abuse call to PIA and not the weapons they are using. Captains and up can declare an individual rogue and put them on kill on sight. If you run into someone who can be considered rogue, make sure they know that what they are doing is against our handbook and can be placed on kill on sight if they continue. Rogue syndicates are team killing on purpose, spawn killing or mass random killing on purpose, breaking the handbook on a large scale. Captains and up can directly file for a deduction on someone, but you can report the rule breakers to them as well. You are allowed to repair the pipe when a freeze down is an objective, but not allowed to repair it when a meltdown is an objective. Keep it broken in the case of a meltdown. Repair it in the case of a freeze down. Ignore it during chaos raids unless there is a second objective. If so, follow the former. Inquisitor custom uniforms. These uniforms must be based off of pre-existing uniform layouts. Any customization must be minor and additionally improved by an instructor. Instructor are also held to these guidelines. Drive irresponsibly. During a chaos raid, vehicles are an excellent fuel for the flames. Let those trains fly off the tracks. Some hosts might not allow specific types of trains. Keep nuke trains away from loadout areas. TMS hideout, pet loadout room, etc. Set this facility ablaze. Join today, TMS. Ranks. Ranks can give an individual additional authority or weapons. Trooper, operative, and captain have a set time span. You must remain as that rank before you're allowed to evaluate up to the next rank. These times are listed in the ranks below, should they apply. You cannot buy a rank. Insisting on buying one will lead to a buy one get one free rank lock and deduction. Users granted Chronos admin in the evaluation place may not use their admin to interfere or give themselves others an advantage during the evaluation. Failure of consensus will result from improper admin usage and a report to a facilitator. It is requested that you do not go in game for quizzes and have the handbook open in another tab. While we cannot really stop it, we are asking you to be honest. Recruit LR. Recruit. Recruit is the entry rank into TMS. There is no evaluation for this rank. Weapons. Baby crowbar, low damage. Trooper LR. Trooper. Trooper is the first rank that can be achieved through an evaluation. Marks required. 40 marks. There is no time span required for this rank. You may evaluate once you reach 40 points and are not ranked locked to a lower rank. Weapons. Crowbar, pistol, nerf gas. Evaluation. Phase 1. Complete tall towers at PBST Activity Center in under 60 seconds. Climb one of the towers and cross the tightrope to the central platform. Phase 2. Successful completion of one combat arena. Level 1 sword bots or level 1 gun bots. Bots have a spawn cooldown of 7 seconds. You are granted 125 health for gun bots and 200 health for sword bots. If you failed both arenas during an evaluation, you are granted another chance to complete one arena during that evaluation. Phase 3. Survive 30 seconds of level 1 Juggernaut. Granted 150 health, no weapons, as you must dodge the incoming fire. Phase 4. A minimum of 7 questions correct out of a given 8 questions. You can take the quiz in advance of your trooper evaluation. See the Pinewood Quiz Hub, Pinewood Builders Quiz Hub, Roblox. Phase 5 Minor Instructor Consensus. Insurgent LR. Insurgent is the second rank considered in an LR in the rank structure. Marks required. 80 marks. You must be a trooper for 1 week before you can evaluate to this rank weapons. Crowbar, pistol, nerve gas, rifle. Evaluation. Phase 1. Complete tall towers at PBST Activity Center in under 45 seconds. Climb one of the towers and cross the tightrope to the central platform. Phase 2. Score at least 15 points in the firing range within 60 seconds. Targets are 3-shot, 100 health. Spawn cooldown is half a second. Target size is 2 studs. 20 targets in the arena at once. Amount of 20. Leaderboard is enabled. Phase 3. Successfully hacking of a PBST sentry. You are provided 150 HP, a speed coil, and the insurgent loadout. Evaluatees are successful upon gaining the sentry to less than 75 HP and walking onto the blind spot to activate the hack proximity prompt. You will get 2 tries to hack the sentry. See encountering enemy sentries for a quick how-to. Phase 4 Minor Instructor Consensus. Operative LR. Operative. Operative is the last rank considered an LR in the rank structure. Marks require 120 marks. You must be an insurgent for 1 week before you can evaluate up to this rank weapons. Crowbar, pistol, nerf gas, rifle, submachine gun granted access to the operative EAS system. Evaluation. Phase 1 complete level on Juggernaut. You are set to 175 health before the battle begins. You are given a linked sword, pistol, rifle, and SMG. Phase 2. Score at least 15 points in the firing range within 45 seconds. Target are 3 shots. 100 health. Spawn cooldown is half a second. Target size is 2 studs. 20 targets in the arena at once. Leaderboard is enabled. Phase 3. Successful completion of 1 combat arena. Level 2 sword bots or level 3 gun bots. Sword bots have a spawn cooldown of 7 seconds. Gun bots have a spawn cooldown of 5 seconds. Gun bots, you are provided a pistol plus rifle. Sword bots, you are provided a linked sword. You are provided additional health boost by the evaluator. Depends on the arena. 225 for sword bots, 150 for gun bots. If you failed both arenas during the evaluation, you are granted another chance to complete one arena during that evaluation. Phase 4 Minor Instructor Consensus. Authority. Request NSR. Captain Nemar. Captain is the fourth achievable rank within the syndicate and is trusted with more authority. This rank and further ranks you to be in the TMS communication server, as you can only announce events to the communication server. The invite is present in the social links of the TMS group. You must be 13 and up to join. Marks required to 100 marks. You must be an operative for 3 weeks before you can evaluate up to this rank weapons. Crowbar, UPG, pistol, nerve gas, rifle, submachine gun. Granted access to the operative EAS system. Evaluation. Fight the evaluating instructor 3 times. Two of these rounds are at a PBCC location of the evaluatee's choice. The third round will be at a PBCC location of the evaluator's choice. You will be provided a captain loadout. All credits items up to and including the rocket launcher, a regular speed coil, and a medic kit with 5 uses. Phase 2 Questionnaire. 5 questions regarding more technical knowledge surrounding rate and the operation. Detail is recommended. Phase 3 Major instructor consensus. If you fail captain consensus, you must wait 1 month before retaking the captain evaluation again. After a second failure, you must be re-invited to take the evaluation by the instructor. You may appeal re-invite at the appeal center after 1 month. Captains who previously held a custom uniform may keep it, as they have been grandfathered in. New captains may not request a custom uniform and can only select from uniform colors provided to captains. Authority. Granted the authority to request deductions on players behind the scenes. Allowed to issue official TMS costs on members in the server. Allowed to restrict correlated rooms to TMS only. This includes rocket silos. Host official patrol raids, no marks. Basically just responses to PBST/pet patrols. Allowed to host game nights in the communication server with the approval of an instructor. Only one captain game night can be hosted in the day. Allow access to TMSRS Commons Room Podium. They may only be up here after a raid if they are a raid host. If it's a patrol raid or a sentinel for the raid. Inquisitor HR. Inquisitor. Inquisitor is the 5th achievable rank within the syndicate and is trusted with a lot more authority. This is the first rank in the rank structure that is allowed to host regular raids along with most other types of raids. Marks required and nay. You must be invited by an instructor to take the evaluation. You can be invited at any rank, but being a captain helps your chance as trust is a major factor. Weapons: katana, crowbar, pistol, nerf gas, UPG rifle, submachine gun, damage field, the heatwave flamethrower. Evaluation Phase 1 Questionnaire. Answer 6 questions regarding raid leadership, core operation, and game mechanics. Phase 2 of Phase 1 passes. Evaluation raid. Instructors may be observing your patrol raids before you get invited to the evaluation. Always make sure to be representing TMS in good spirits. You are asked to host the raid. Marks are distributed by instructors, supervised by an instructor. More information is explained in DMs after you pass Phase 1 questionnaire as well as a chance to clarify things should questions arise. Phase 3 Final Instructor Consensus. Authority. Issue official TMS costs on members in the server. Restrict correlated rooms to TMS only. This includes rocket silos. Allowed to override cost orders of users ranked under them. Inquisitors can override a captain kill on site but can override another Inquisitor instructor kill on site. Allowed to override rune restrictions of users ranked under them. Inquisitor can override a captain RR but can't override another Inquisitor instructor's RR. Allowed to host official patrol raids, allowed to host official raids, allowed to host a server during the mega raid. Granted access to the TMS smart log in-game. Granted moderator powers in the communication server. Granted moderator powers in the Rimver stronghold. Allowed to use custom uniforms. These must be approved by an instructor. Allowed to host game nights, special events in the communication server with the approval of an instructor. Allow full access to the TMSRS Commons Room podium in the TMSRS event called Leadership Platform. Granted read access to the TMS Mark database. Granted access to create and edit their own TMS smart logs in the TMS smart log database. Not required to wear a uniform. Custom uniforms must still be approved by an instructor. Instructor, HR. Instructor, the highest achievable rank in the syndicate through normal means. These members are the leaders of the group. They handle operations, evaluations, points, and oversee a majority of events. Marks required in A. Weapons, crowbar, upgraded pistol, upgraded rifle, upgraded submachine gun, katana, nerf gas, damage field, high-powered automatic sentry, the heatwave flamethrower. Evaluation. You are handpicked by current instructors or above and voted in by all instructors with a high majority. You can be voted in at any rank. These members have full authority over all members below them for situations regarding conflicts or handbook violations, as well as general things. Allowed to host all types of raids. Allowed to organize a mega raid. Allowed to host official group training sessions. Allowed to host any other miscellaneous event. Allowed to host official TMS costs on members in a server. Allowed to restrict core-related rooms to TMS only. This includes rocket silos. Allowed to override cost orders of users ranked under them. Allowed to override room restrictions of users ranked under them. Granted access to the TMS smart log in-game and immunity from it. Granted administrator powers in the communication server. Allowed to use custom uniforms without approval from another instructor. Allowed to host game nights or special events in the communication server without approval from another instructor. Granted moderator powers level 1 at all facilities and administrator level 2 in private servers. Granted administrator powers level 2 at Brinver Stronghold. Granted a direct line of communication with all PIA moderators behind closed doors. Granted full read and edit access to the TMS Mark database. Granted full read and edit access to the TMS Smart Log subdatabase. Not required to wear a uniform. Other ranks reserved. Above instructor lie 3 ranks, those being Kronos, the Fabricators, and the Architect. Kronos is reserved for our ranking bot Kronos. The Fabricators are the Facilitators, aka Pinewood Executives. The Architect is the final achievable rank with the group and leads the instructor team. All 3 of these other ranks are handpicked by Tokaisho and cannot be obtained through other means. These members can veto any vote started by an instructor should it be necessary. Sentinel. Secondary role. Sentinels. Sentinels only gain authority during raids they are selected into. Those that are below the rank should aid in performing the tasks provided. Those above the Sentinels can take it as a recommendation. They are essentially an extension of a host, and still must follow what the host is seeking to do. Who can become Sentinel? Captains must be nominated by an Inquisitor and instructor. Inquisitors and above are automatically considered Sentinels. Marks required: 200 plus, Captain plus. Evaluation. Phase 1. Acceptance into the program post-nomination. Patrol raid evaluation by an instructor. Phase 3. Final consensus. Raid system. Official raids are hosted often in the Mayhem Syndicate. You must be an Inquisitor to host an official Syndicate raid. Marks can be earned during an official raid. The amount given varies depending on the raid level and how long you attended it. Behavior and participation during the raid are taken into account. Standard raids. Standard raids, previously known as level 2 raids, award up to 5 marks, 6 to 7 marks with bonus. These can be hosted by an Inquisitor. Mega raids. Mega raids award up to 10 marks, 12 marks with bonus. These are organized by instructor. Inquisitor can host a server during these mega raids. These raids stand out from normal raids as they are multiple raids hosted at once. Other events. Instructors may also host a variety of unique events for a fun and new experience. Some that have occurred are listed below. Reverse raid, 10 times freeze down raid, stable down, incursions. Incursions are large events that take place inside PBCC, primarily as a sort of a KOTH event. Multiple points around the map will be selected as the heal, which needs to be maintained. PBOYO platform objectives, PBOYO platform blowout. This objective is exclusive to the PBOP facility. Objective, achieve a blowout by closing all valleys and gases to build up pressure. A blowout starts when the PSI of either the oil valves or gas reaches 4,000 or more. Patrol raids. These raids give 0 marks. Can be hosted by captain. These raids are pointed towards PBST patrols to create a fun event for both parties. Patrol raids do not follow normal hosting permissions. Patrol raids run on a separate schedule from normal raids, allowing them to run at the same time as normal raids. These raids also have no cooldown time following them, but only one patrol raid can be hosted at a time, as they cannot overlap. Mayhem strikes. These raids are not pre-scheduled, but rather a surprise event that a sentinel can host in a public server. Your primary goal can be melt, freeze, or chaos, with a secondary goal of helping recruit more members into the syndicate. These strikes will give up to 1 mark per attendee at the host discretion, so don't always expect them. These are to bring back the original charm of TMS. Small group raiding a public server with the resistance of being the public server players themselves. It is advised to join the communication server to get notifications on when these happen. You must be 13 and above to join it as per site rules. The link is in the social links of TMS. Bonus marks. During dismissal of a marked raid, the raid host can pick a certain number of attendees to receive the bonus of 1 to 2 marks. Recommended. 0 to 19 attendees, 1 recruit and 1 ranked member. 20 to 29 attendees, 2 recruits and 2 ranked members. 30 to 39 attendees, 3 recruits and 3 ranked members. 40 plus attendees, 4 recruits and 4 ranked members. This aims to reward new members for helping despite the likely chance they are not fitted with very good weaponry. Everyone is essential to a raid. Raid hosts do have to follow rules regarding hosting. All hosts do. The rules of these members have to follow are shown below during the raiding host rules section. Hosting rules. All time when the day starts or ends are decided by UTC. Captains may host up to 1 patrol raid every 48 hours. Inquisitor can only have 1 raid a day, etc. each. If a last raid was a mega raid, you must wait at least 8 hours after that raid started before you can host another. If the last raid was a standard raid, you must wait at least 4 hours after that raid started before you can host another. There must be a 1 hour period between the end of any official raid and the start of the next official raid. Hosts cannot start a raid if it's 1 hour before the PBST Mega or takes place during the PBST Mega. Captains can only schedule 4 days in advance. Inquisitors can schedule up to 14 days in advance. Instructors do not have a limit to how far they may schedule. This is for more important events like trainings or mega raids. All hosts, captains, inquisitors, instructors, and the architect are expected to follow these. Instructors and up have the authority to end the raid early or cancel it ahead of time if it violates the raid hosting rules. Captains can use a very powerful communication server bot to schedule events, which automatically checks the hosting rules. There is no set cool down for trainings, but raids cannot occur during a training session. Starting temperature. This applies to both public and private server raids, but this is more heavily enforced for private server raids. For private servers, this is a cap, while for public servers, this is a recommendation. For raids, the starting temp must be between these sets of values. Meltdowns, negative 300 to 800 degrees. Freeze down, negative 800 to 200 degrees. Chaos. Does not matter the starting temp unless there is a second objective. If so, see above entries. Temperatures that exceed these ranges can call for the server to be shut down or a facilitator to set the temperature manually, or for all sides to help get the temperature of the server within the range before starting the raid. Failure to follow these guidelines multiple times can result in a demotion, aka the ability to host any more raids. The Mayhem Syndicate holds a variety of different raids. These can be seen below in detail. Meltdown. Meltdown raids are the most common raids found at TMS. The goal is simple: cause a meltdown. This is done by raising the temperature beyond 4,000 degrees and preventing successful heat coolant from succeeding in cooling the core. Should heat coolant succeed, TMS should work towards reaching 4,000 again. Freeze down. Freeze down raids are one of the rarer raids found at TMS. The goal is simple: cause a freeze down. This is done by lowering the temperature below 4,000 degrees. Chaos. One of the most fun raid types is the Chaos raid. This raid is where the TMS shines in its more chaotic stages. During these raids, massive fires break out, nuke trains explode, and core temperatures soar into unstable numbers. Post raid. This is not an objective, but it's an objective once the primary objective is reached after a meltdown or freeze down begins. It is to do a no survivor or yes survivor none or none at all. It is expected that a survivor run is to be called before the first rocket launch starts to launch. By that point, it will default to YSR. Yes survivor. Help survivors escape in rockets. This is the default objective in all post-raid scenarios unless specified otherwise. And no survivor. Do not let anyone escape in rockets. You must be an inquisitor in order in order to this run, as you can be charged with MRK violations otherwise. Operative can request permission to engage this run in the server. Once a raid that offers marks ends, TMS members are to head to Rinver Stronghold with the TMSRS command in chat. This is to group up, submit a log for everyone who attended, and dismiss everyone. The event host may want you to go somewhere else, so keep a lookout for where it might be. It'll likely be TMSRS, but not always. Last but not least, after a meltdown starts, E-coolant must be considered to prevent PBSC from saving the core. E-coolant information. E-coolant overview. E-coolant or emergency coolant is a gameplay aspect that lets users have a chance at saving the core once a meltdown begins. It is located in Sector G. Both doors require the code 5334118 to open. E-coolant does play a critical role and must be kept under control, or risk getting a core temperature back to lower amounts. For E-coolant to have the chance at saving the core, at least one of the rods must have the levels between 69 and 81% to be green. Going above or below those ranges will make the rod unusable. Success rates for the number of tanks when the countdown reaches 0. 125%. Core temperature set to 3,600 degrees. Core temperature set to 45%. Core temperature set to 3,400 degrees. 3, 90%. Core temperature set to 3,000 degrees. The more E-coolant succeeds in a consecutive amount, the less effective it is. This only resets after a melt or freeze, or if enough time without a melt or freeze passes. The eCoolant door has an integrity system that is health based. Upon reaching zero health, the door will malfunction and open partially for a short period, before falling down and temporarily locking itself while it is self repairing. It is important to take advantage of this when TMS is not controlling the coolant. It is important to protect the door by deploying fields in front of it to block bullets from passing into the door. The door self-repairs itself after not taking damage for 5 seconds and will continue to heal itself under it takes damage again or reaches max health. Trainings. Trainings are hosted periodically and are done at any facility, even other games. Trainings can give 1 to 5 marks, 6 being the bonus, depending on performance. Bad behavior during trainings can lead to removal from the training and no marks awarded. Negative marks can also be issued if the situation requires them. Mass evaluations. Mass evaluations are events hosted periodically that allow multiple evaluatees to complete evaluations with the hosting instructor. Attendees must meet all required criteria to participate in the event. Attendees wishing to evaluate a trooper during mass evaluation must have completed a TMS trooper quiz at the quiz game beforehand. Ranked member probation. Ranked members have an official strike, demotion pathway. Once you receive a strike, you are notified and placed on probation. This is a private moderation action and is not revealed, unlike the on watch rule. If poor behavior continues while on ranked probation, you will be demoted to recruit. This system is in place from Captain the Trooper. Rank locks. Rank locks are a special system in Pinewood. It lets divisional HRs easily tell divisional HRs where a user can be promoted or not. They are used as a form of moderation action against someone. They can often be appealed if they're a result of a moderation action. Rank locks can be appealed in the Pinewood Builders Appeal Center. You are unable to appeal a rank lock from the result of a promotion cooldown. Blacklists. Blacklists are given out by an instructor team to individuals who have had many moderation action or for severe moderation action. Members who are blacklisted cannot go on duty as TMS in PB games or TMS events and are effectively excommunicated from the group. Blacklists can be appealed in the Pinewood Builders Appeal Center. Operative EAS. Operative are granted the ability to see raid alerts a few minutes early. This lets more ranked members assure a slot if they wish to attend a specific market raid rather than fighting with others to join. Few rules come along with this. Until the raid is publicly announced, you may not begin the raid internally. Once the raid has been announced, publicly wait a minute or so, then you can begin the actual raid. Until then, you are not to touch core controls to further the final objective. You can help set up the core to be in appropriate starting range and stable, if melt/freeze is an objective. If you are joining after an EAS has been sent out and before the public has been alerted, you are expected to go TMS. Failure to do so can risk being reported for abusing your authority as operative plus. You are asked not to share EAS alerts with non-operatives or people who do not intend to respond as raid as TMS. You risk getting the other person in trouble for doing so as well. With the PBCC update as of June 24, 2024, the raid server now has a queuing system to join. Additionally, raid leaders can set requirements to join. This now means they can properly enforce operative requirements. In order to join the raid server during an operative EAS, you must click the Join Raid queue in the UI that shows up. If you are not operative during this requirement period, it will not let you join and thus return into the main raid server. This handbook is always a work in progress. Glory to the Syndicate, signed Lord of Disco IV, TMS Architect. Last updated August 2nd, 2025. I'm slowly destroying my voice. Shit, man. So much for a Pinewood Builders ban. Alright, here's the last one. Pinewood Logistics Handbook Bulletin Board Group Guide. Kai T4, UI designer, uh, original poster, 28 updates as of April 2022. Pinewood Logistics. Below is the handbook for the unofficial PB subgroup Pinewood Logistics. We are not officially integrated with Pinewood Builders, and as a result, our rules cannot be enforced on non-members. Additionally, in-game commands such as set group will not work for this group. Those who are in this group and are on duty are bound to the rules set in this handbook, and can be subject to punishment if found in violation. Contents, basic information, our rules, general rules, and reminders how to go on duty. 2. Points and promotions, ranks and requirements, how to earn points. 3. Additional information, meltdown and freeze down procedures, areas of focus, vehicle spawn locations, other important PB links. Updated updated as of August 31st, 2022. Keeping Pinewood on track. Rules and reminders. Our responsibilities. Running transit systems to help visitors reach their destinations. Keeping the fuel and coolant levels topped at PBCC using cargo trains. Evacuating visitors via the launch silos or to the safety bunker during emergencies. Handling cargo operations. Assisting PET with fires when requested by them. Clearing metro tracks and roads when they are blocked. General rules and reminders. See the meltdown/freeze down procedures under additional information for details about acceptance rules during a meltdown or freeze down. Remember to follow Pinewood Builders game rules at all times, even while off duty. You must have a recognized uniform equipped and have your in-game RAN tag set to PB/Pinewood to be considered on duty. Causing chaos of any kind by crashing trains, causing fires, or spawning vehicles to lag the game intentionally is forbidden. Unless a train poses a serious threat, ignited missiles, burning, etc., you should not intentionally reroute it unless requested by the driver. On-duty logistic workers should not touch any core controls, especially during a raid or PBST/pet patrol. Always give warnings to players before killing them. TMS, the Mayhem Syndicate, is not on our kill on sight list by default. However, individuals can still be warned and killed if necessary. Directors have a final say on punishments and judging whether an action is right or wrong. This group is not officially affiliated with Pinewood, and we are not a raid group, meaning we do not respond to PBST, TMS, or PET events. How to go on duty. As mentioned before, you will only be recognized as on duty for Pinewood Logistics if you have your rank tag set to PB Pinewood. You can do this by using the in-game commands exclamation mark set group PB and exclamation mark rank tag on together. Have an officially recognized uniform equipped. See below for details. Alternatively, if you're not able to buy the uniforms listed above, you can also choose to wear the free uniform provided at the PBCC generators. Points and promotions, ranks and requirements. To earn points, you must attend events. See the section How to Earn Points for more details. To be promoted in Pinewood Logistics, you'll need to achieve the specified points as well as complete any other specified criteria, such as passing an evaluation or completing a quiz. These are shown in more detail below, under each rank drop down. Trainee Operator, default rank. Trainee Operator requirements. Trainee operators and default rank members achieve when they join the group. There are no requirements for this rank other than joining the group. Advanced Operator. Advanced Operator requirements. Have 20 plus points. Pass your promotion consensus. A quick discussion between specialist operators to determine whether you're ready for the promotion or not. Elite Operator requirements. Have at least 60 points. Be in our communication server. The link to be joined can be found under the social links section of our groups page. Have been an advanced operator for at least a week. Complete the Elite Operator evaluation. Pass your promotion consensus. Same as for Advanced Operator. Elite Operator evaluation. Refill the generator fuel and coolant tanks using a cargo train in 55 seconds. Starting from the core station train spawn. Includes refilling the train. Transport 3 pieces of cargo around the facility using a forklift. These must be 3 separate crates. However, you can take them to and from any officially marked cargo bay in the game. Complete a full loop of the inner track using a regular passenger train without derailing, stopping at the following stations. Escape rockets, coolant sector, main transit hub. Reroute, derail or kill the driver of a burning missile train before it can explode in Cargo Bay 1A. Using the credit weapons, a gamma sword, and a regular sweet coil. For hosts, ignite 4 missiles using the fire starter tool when you reach the TMS bunker. Wait for them to begin beeping, then drive. Uh, Specialist operator requirements. Anyone in the rank can be promoted to specialist. However, those who are elite have a higher chance of being noticed in general. Being our communication server, the link to be joined can be found under the social links section of our groups page. Be noticed by any director, who will then nominate you for an evaluation vote. Complete a short quiz regarding moderation and hosting. Host a 30-minute patrol as part of your evaluation at either PBCC or Mega Miners, to be overseen by a director. Specialist operator extra responsibilities. Hosting patrol, moderating the public communication server, helping lower ranked members with questions and preventing them from breaking handbook rules. Participating in promotion consensus discussions and votes. This is an invite-only rank. Do not ask for an evaluation or to be promoted to this rank. Director requirements. Director is the last achievable rank in PL. There is no points requirement for this rank. However, they must be recommended by any director and pass a promotion vote unanimously. Director responsibilities: hosting community events, patrols, trainings, and game nights, moderating the public communication server, dealing with handbook violations, and distributing punishments where necessary. handling evaluations, consensus discussions, and promotions, participating in director votes. This is an invite-only rank. Please do not ask to be promoted to this rank. Head of Logistics. The Head of Logistics is the last rank in PL and cannot be earned unless the current hall resigns. This rank can only be achieved through director recommendation and passing a unanimous vote following departure of an existing hall. How to earn points. At this time, there are only two ways to earn points: by attending official events or joining group patrols. Official events. Events are announced through both our communication servers' respective channels as well as on our group wall. Patrols are our main events and will always be hosted at a public PBCC or Megaminer server. Patrols will generally start at the generator control room near CB1A. Feel free to ask your host if you get lost. Patrols can award a maximum of 2 points per 15-minute bonus. For example, if a patrol is scheduled for 30 minutes, you can earn at most 44 points plus bonus. 45 minutes equals 6 points plus bonus, etc. To earn a bonus, you should stand out to your host. Show excellent communication skills. Those who attend the event fully are more likely to be given a bonus. However, the bonus is entirely up to the event host and there are no guidelines for it. Trainings. Trainings are hosted at either a PBCC or PBSD Activity Center private server and can give a maximum of 4 points. These events will focus more on general activities such as combat and hobbies alongside practical skills while patrolling. Only directors can host trainings. Group Group patrols are patrols that can be hosted by any member of a community in Pinewood Logistics. This is a new means of gaining points we've introduced due to a lack of availability from event hosts during school times, as well as to boost community engagement. Group patrols, how to host. To host a group patrol, you must be a part of our community Discord server, where you can find the invite link on our group page. Once verified, find the group patrols channel and create a post, including a link to your profile. During your group patrol, send a screenshot of your attendance in the channel every 10 minutes. You must have the Chronos UTC clock open in this screenshot. How to join. To attend a group patrol, simply find a post in the above mentioned channel and join the host through their profile link. You can join these at any point, but remember to whisper the host when you do. Earning points. To earn points from a group patrol, the host is responsible for sending screenshots to the forum post to prove attendance and the times. These should be sent every 10 minutes, and the Chronos UTC clock must be open and visible in the screenshot. From these events, you can earn up to 1 point per 10 minutes. No bonuses can be given from group patrols. Remember to have your rank tag enabled and set to PB and have an official uniform equipped when attending any PBL event. Additional information. Meltdown/freeze down procedures. Your tasks during the meltdown or freeze down at PBCC, your responsibilities revolve around working with pets to evacuating visitors to safe areas, including launching the escape rockets and running trains to get visitors to the safety zone near the PBRF cargo lift. Additionally, you'll need to maintain the generators, keeping them running and fully fueled using the cargo trains. Check the pet book handbook here. You should not be attempting to activate e-coolant. Leave this for PBST, pet, and other visitors while you handle evacuations. Missile trains. During the meltdown or freeze down, a derail on site, DOS order is automatically placed on all missile trains, as they pose a serious threat and can disrupt evacuation procedures. This means you should attempt to derail any missile trains you see while avoiding an explosion. You can kill the driver if necessary, but remember to give them a warning beforehand though. Exception: if missiles are active, you do not need to warn them.
TMS and SRs. Occasionally, TMS may be given permission to do a no survival run following a meltdown or freeze down. In this case, they'll try to block the launch silos and block visitors from escaping from using them. If an NSR is authorized, do not take visitors to the launch silos. Take them to the PBRF cargo lift. Safe zone. Remember, TMS are not on our costs even during a meltdown or freeze down NSR. Even a TMS member attacks you. You are, of course, free to fight back. Areas of focus. While on duty for Pinewood Logistics, you can choose to focus on one or two areas, the transit or the cargo systems. In PBCC, these refer to the use of either the passenger or cargo vehicles respectively. Transit. If focusing on the transit systems, you are responsible for handling track blockages and transporting visitors across the map to wherever they want to go, using any of the passenger vehicles available. Passenger vehicles include the train that can be spawned from the main transit hub, the truck that can be spawned from Cargo Bay 1A parking zone, any of the buggies, or the pet truck from the pet HQ. Cargo. Cargo operations can be completed using either the cargo trains, missile or regular that can be spawned near core station, or the forklift spawned at Cargo Bay 1A. Your duties while handling cargo operations include keeping generator fuel and coolant supply topped up and transporting cargo from the cargo bays to where it needs to go, up to the player's discretion. If driving a nuke train, you must be extremely careful to ensure you don't explode. Those trains are very fragile and can explode from even the smallest impact. Alright, so anyways, that's all I would say here. Thank you for watching this video. So therefore finally, goodbye for now!